feel the hot wind on my shoulder, and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number, leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it, flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ, the travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio, I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. And that would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Friday, everybody.
Yeah. Welcome to
Good
it.
morning.
We did it.
It's here.
We did 2 whole weeks of this.
We did?
Oh, well, not quite. We still have to make it through today.
Yeah, show ain't over yet.
Let me knock on some wood here.
That's right. We do not want to jinx it.
Speaking of the jinx, he's been in the news lately.
Jinx what?
Oh, Robert Durst.
What'd he do?
Oh, he's just finally getting sentenced.
Oh, okay. Has he been
Right, no, I'm
sentenced
sorry, not sentenced, just finally, I think they're finally at the trial phase. Like, they had to push it off because of the COVID and all that, but they're finally, he's finally getting tried.
I think I saw, like a news clip last week about it.
Mm-hmm.
He's like looking really old.
Yeah, they're saying he's probably going to spend the rest of his life behind bars, which, 7 months?
Yeah, right. Well, I thought I remember seeing, now that you say something, like some news clips of him in court, and yeah, he looked very frail in the wheelchair and everything.
Do you think that attorneys do that, like, with their clients?
Oh, yeah.
Like, intentionally, like, shot them up a little bit?
Oh, yeah. Their older clients, yeah, they'll play that up a little bit to get them some sympathy to either get it reduced or, lesser sentence.
What I want you to do is 2 days before trial, I want you to go ahead and shave. That way you've got a nice, good 5 o'clock shadow. And then I'm going to give you this handful of talcum powder to sprinkle on top of it so it really accentuates the grays.
Well, he's also in jail. Not a lot of, quality grooming opportunities.
Dude, I mean, I've been watching this YouTube channel, and there's a lot of interesting tips you can pick up.
Oh, I've seen the...
I think the guy's name is Larry Lawton. I can't remember if that's his name or not, but
is he the guy that does all the prison hacks?
Yeah, like how to like rig up a hot plate,
toilet
with like
wine, and
exactly how to make pruno, how to rig up a hot plate out of what was it he used? I think it was 2 shower drains, and I don't remember exactly. Oh, and a fork. I think it was like 2 shower drains and a fork, and like a piece of wire or something like that, and he rigged up a hot plate.
You wonder if that's how MacGyver learned all his tricks.
Just time in prison.
I'm wondering. I don't know about this new MacGyver, but
we never saw that episode of MacGyver where he made pruno to get out of a sticky situation.
No, but I mean, he's like using cigarettes to disarm alarm systems and stuff. Stuff like that.
You know what I want to see make a comeback, and I don't know if this is like, I heard something about this, but I don't know if this has ever actually come to fruition. I want to see a MacGruber 2.
You'll never see that.
I know, dude, but you know what? It's such an unsung hero of the comedy. The original MacGruber is one of my favorite movies.
Is it?
Oh, it's so good, dude. Now, granted, you took a 5-minute sketch and made it into a 90-minute movie, but I love the whole concept. Kristen Wiig is fantastic in it. I mean, it's one of my favorite dumb comedy movies. It's right up there with Hot Rod. Put it that way.
Yeah, I like Hot Rod better.
Oh, absolutely. Hot Rod is maybe my one seat as far as like dumb comedies go, but MacGruber's up there.
Yeah, I don't know. I say I got caught up, but they just dropped a new one. I was about 4 or 5 episodes of Ted Lasso behind.
Oh yeah.
So I got caught up on that yesterday.
That's
such a good show.
You know what? It's really getting a lot of attention online. Like people are really talking it up and saying that. And it's what, like, this is the 2nd season they're in now?
Yeah, season 2.
Okay. So
it's a good show. You know why it's a good show? Because it hits you in all the feel-good spots. It's got enough dumb humor to make, So it's like it's got a little everything.
You know what I found out about
dumb humor, hokey main character, and at the end you're like rooting for all the characters.
So something I found out about, I don't know if this is 100% accurate, but I've heard a rumble on this. I could easily look it up. Bill Lawrence is the director, right? Of Ted Lasso?
Okay. I have no idea.
I believe so. And if that's the case, there's a reason behind that humor with heart. Bill Lawrence is the guy who did Scrubs. And one of the best dramedy writers or showrunners I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm going to look this up right now because I'm curious. I think that's what I heard. Bill Lawrence. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that it is because it's that humor with heart that Jason Sudeikis, Bill Lawrence, they're tied in together with it. Nice.
Okay. It's a good show.
There you go. So he's one of the best showrunners / writers of that humor with heart style. I mean, he's always been great at it.
This one's riddled with it. It's really good though. They do a good job with it.
It's right up there with Cougar Town.
This is way better than Cougar Town.
Cougar Town was a hard sell. I mean, I probably am the biggest Scrubs fan you'll ever meet in your life. I've watched that series 6-7 times over, but I just could never do Cougar Town. I tried it. It just was not my cup of tea.
To me, Cougar Town was like a poor man's Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Well, I could agree with that.
Yeah.
It's just kind of ironic because I'm sort of in the middle of Cougar Town right now in my life, my real life. You would think about that.
Which character are you in Cougar Town?
What was it? The younger kid?
I remember
Dewey, what was his name?
Netflix. Don't even think about it, Hannah. No. Water.
I thought that was the name of the show. I was like, is that a new one?
No.
Don't even think about it, Hannah.
I got a cat you can hang out, but you just can't stick your nose in my water.
I gotta say something. Y'all have, and I saw this, and the only reason I thought of it was because my friend has one now. You guys have the coolest cat water dish I've ever seen in my entire life.
Or a little flower dispenser.
It's like a cube thing that glows and dispenses. I just want it for like an accent piece for the corner of my house.
My wife bought it. No idea where it came from. Somewhere on Amazon, probably.
Oh yeah, it's really cool. My friend has one now, and I was like, huh. And it doesn't look like it would be very useful. Like, I mean, it's a big cube, so you have to like go up top to get the water. But I don't know.
No, it's got a little flower thing that the water kind of spews out of. It trickles, and it keeps the water regurgitating and fresh and all that.
Gurgling.
Yeah, and so we like it because it's quieter than the old one.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's the thing. It's super whisper quiet.
Yeah, and this one's got a good tank. Like it lasts. Like the other one, we'd fill about once a day, and this one we go every couple days, every 3 days or so.
Right.
And we got 2 cats drinking out of it, so
it's useful, incredibly.
As cat water dispensing units go, pretty good.
I dig it.
Yeah.
I think it's neat. Sorry, I was in the middle of saving a contact so we can make this first interview happen.
Yes, yeah. Well, let me give you the rundown. We haven't done any of that yet. This hour, we're going to be joined on the phone by Donna Blake Burchell. Of course, we've talked about her and talked to her quite a few times here on the show. She's going to be talking about the book fair happening at the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico coming up here in about a week or so. But she'll talk to us about that and give us an update on other things in the books and all that history and stuff. Then in the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to have Sheriff Mike Harrington drop by. He'll join us and we'll chit-chat about just what's going on, get an update from the sheriff and all that good stuff. Okay. You probably heard all that over the microphone, and then you're like, Sean, he knew exactly what I was doing right there.
I sent him a text. We needed to communicate outside of microphones, okay? Some of our communication has to happen behind the scenes.
That's right. So Sheriff will join us in the 8 o'clock hour. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to replay our interview we had with Mayor Dennis Kentai. He joined us at the beginning of the week. And little bit of the part talks about the rally on Tuesday. Disregard that.
Right.
But just talking about his stance on the masks, the things, the city's stance on that, and, well, all of that. So that's where we'll play that interview here about 9:15 or so.
Yes, indeed.
Plus, we'll have all of your other features that include the news and whatnot. And gotta thank, because it is Friday.
Oh yes,
the fine folks at McDonald's for what's on the menu from Mickey D's today.
I went a little different. I opted for a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit today, actually. And I got to tell you, McDonald's bacon is y'all be sleeping on McDonald's bacon. That's some of the best bacon in the game. It's that right crispiness.
You're calling out their bacon is a strong bacon game.
It's a strong bacon candidate. Yeah, it's got that perfect crunch, that perfect break to it, where it's like the little bit of the crispiness from the fat. You know the that perfect level I'm talking about. It's just they use just enough on the biscuit. It was perfect. Knocked it out of the park.
Did you get green chili on it?
I didn't. No, I was thinking about it too. I was like, nah, I'm gonna go boring today.
Well, you can't have exciting in everything.
That's right.
I gotta save it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It is 7:16. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty dry weekend coming up, and temperatures will stay on the warm side. We're expecting low to mid-90s today. A little bit breezy, especially in the afternoon, and we should get plenty of sunshine. Overnight looks clear with our lows in the upper 60s, and then low 90s through the day tomorrow and sunny. Partly cloudy Saturday night, low 90s, and sunny again on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 68 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 73% with winds out of the south at 8 miles per hour. For today, sunny skies, high of 93 expected. Winds out of the south 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 68. South winds 5 to 15. Saturday, sunny. Once again, highs right around 93 with south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, mostly clear with an overnight low of 69 degrees. South winds 5 to 10. Then for you Sunday, mostly sunny. High of 91. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. 20% chance of showers for Sunday night, mainly before midnight. Partly cloudy otherwise. Overnight low of 68. And it looks like for next week, low 90s for Monday, mid-90s for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. Slight rain chance Thursday.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
All right, brother.
There's a whole setup of brother sewing machines, and they're waiting for you at the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop. These ain't your grandma's brother's brother. That's right. These brothers can do things that brothers from your other mothers couldn't do. We can do all kinds of new fancy fangled things. So you got to check out the new line of Brother Sewing Machines that's waiting for you over at the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop. And the Calico Cow right now is utterly stocked with summertime and fall-time floral fabrics to get you geeked up for the pumpkin spice latte season. And for all those hobbyists out there who are looking to make some quilts for the Thanksgiving and Christmas season, now's the time to get it started. The Brother Sewing Machines are available and on sale right now. Come on by and browse the selection or shop online at roswellquilting.com. Or simply move on over to the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop located in downtown Roswell. If you want to know how, come on into the cow.
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it is 19 minutes after 7. We're going to pause for a commercial break. And then on the other side,
how long is that break, Mike?
Birchall. I'm sorry?
How long is that break?
4 minutes.
Thank you.
10 seconds. 0.7 tenths of a second. If you want to get technical. So anyway, we'll be back in 4 and 10 and 0.7, and then Donna will join us talking about the Historical Society's book fair. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
How many times do you think we could say lucky in 30 seconds? This is the lucky 13th year for the Artesia Chamber of Commerce's Clays Crusher Fun Shoot. If you're feeling lucky, please join us on Saturday, September 18th for a fun day of shooting clays. Luckily, we scored a spot at the Eddy County Shooting Range, and we'll have 2 rotations at 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. If you're lucky, you will hit all 70 targets. If we are lucky, the weather will cooperate. It's just $150 per participant. A team of 5 is just $750, and a sponsorship is luckily $1,300. Sign up at artesiachamber.com or give us a call at 575-746-2744. We just said 7 luckies in 30 seconds. Luck must be on our side. Clay's Crusher, September 18th, artesiachamber.com. Paid for by the Artesia and Eddy County Lodgers Tax.
I believe that God owns everything. He's the source of our wealth, of our talents, and really of every moment in our lives. We may not take credit for anything we have, because whatever we have has been entrusted to us by God to be used cheerfully and generously to serve Him. God wants us to be content with what we have, knowing that He'll provide everything we need for each day. He asks that we use our money wisely, recognizing that it belongs to Him and that someday we'll have to give an account to how we spent it. As a token of our gratitude, He expects us to give a portion of all that we've received to be used in His kingdom. We must use God's gifts to serve others, not for our own glory, but for His. God has also given each of us certain abilities to use, not with a sense of pride, but with gratitude and dedication. As stewards of each moment of time, God calls us to use even that time wisely, making the most of every opportunity to live for Him.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
We serve all New Mexico. If you think it's hard to take out a home loan, those rumors are wrong. It's not true. Contact Loan Officer Elliot Rodriguez, MLS number 41002 at CMG Financial, phone number 719-237-4680. At CMG Financial, we can help. Experience extraordinary with CMG Financial, every customer, every time, no exceptions, no excuses. CMG Financial is a registered trade name of CMG Mortgage Incorporated, MLS 1820. CMG Mortgage Incorporated is equal opportunity lender. To verify complete list of states licensed, visit www.mlsconsumersaccess.org.
Equal fair housing is the right for everyone to have access to all housing opportunities without discrimination based on race, religion, national origin, sex, color, familial status, or disability.
Talk about local color. Your trees are supposed to be green, not yellow. Hello, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. While we've been talking about our colorful geraniums, I've been noticing a lot of yellow trees around town, particularly those globe willows. It may come as a shock to you, but those trees are supposed to be green. If you have yellow trees, come see us at Roswell Seed Company. We have a fix that's fast and easy and doesn't cost very much. Remember, it's okay to have yellow flowers, but not yellow trees.
Ladies and gentlemen, So Easy Sewing finally has our most popular sewing machines and sergers back in stock. We have the Zest, our entry-level machine, on sale for $149. We have the Amazing Jazz 2, which boasts a 12-inch throat, on sale for $7.99, and our number one selling Verve sewing embroidery combo machine on sale for $9.99. All machines include lifetime instruction on the use of the machine. Hurry in to 200 East College Boulevard in Roswell to claim your new machine before they're gone. So Easy Sewing. You've never had it so easy.
Join Hot New Country 92.9 The Brand and Fiero 106.1 for a live broadcast this Saturday at Roswell Honda. The massive vehicle elimination event is on, and that means truckloads of savings, rebates, discounts, and more. They'll have lots of great giveaways, including a smartwatch with a qualified test drive and Monopoly with a purchase. And register to win a 65-inch 4K LED smart TV. See you Saturday, 10 to 1 at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 1 in 3 snake bite victims is drunk. 1 in 5 is tattooed. Hold my beer and check this out. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 24 minutes after 7 o'clock. And joining us on the phone this morning is Donna Blake Burchell. Good morning, Donna. Can you hear me okay?
Good morning. Yes, I can.
Great. It worked. How are you?
Can I just really quickly just take a quick victory lap? We did it, everybody. Okay, as you were. Go on.
Well, first off, Donna, good morning. Thank you for spending a few minutes with us today. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much for having me today.
And, of course, we love talking to you, and really everybody. We love talking history, so it's always fun to have yourself or anyone from the Historical Society on. So coming up, hard to believe this, but it's next weekend. September 4th is next weekend.
Right.
The Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico is having their historic book fair. And this is an opportunity for folks to get books that are rare, out of print, certainly books that aren't available on Amazon or things like that. These are rare out of print books that the Historical Society has extras of. And I want to stress that. Extras. The one copies of, the unique, only have one of, or have one, or have very limited copies of, those are not available at the book fair. These are other books. They're all rare, but the Historical Society has 3-4 copies. And I'm going to be honest with you, they're keeping the good copy for themselves. So if there's one that's got a better dust jacket or a better condition, or they'll cannibalize to make, like, one's got a better dust jacket, but the actual binding's better on the other, they'll swap them. But so you're not getting the best of what they're keeping that for preservation. But extras have a chance to add to your collection. And I should let Donna talk now. She's the expert here. but I know we had some people ask and say, hey, are you getting rid of all the books? No. They're just getting rid of the extras. So we wanted to put that out there first. So, I guess fill in the gaps there, Donna. Anything that I didn't miss there that you want to tell folks about the fair?
Well, they're actually going to have several authors there signing their books. We'll have John LeMay, who is, one of your Roswellites, and he's going to be there signing one of his many, 30 books that he has out now.
He's got a plethora.
And they're going to have a few of mine there as well, which I'm so grateful for, and including my newest, the New Mexico Mission Churches, and Wicked Women, and Haunted Hotels, and all the fun ones. And so it'll be a good time, and it'll be a fun time to meet the local authors, and a big shout out to Amy and her staff at the Historical Museum for bringing us all together and bringing us for this event, because it's important that we get our books out there, but it's also important that history gets out there as well.
Absolutely. I was talking with, I think it was Amy yesterday or the other day, and I was talking about the Historical Society and the books and the authors and the local, like yourself and John. And I joked, but it's kind of not a joke. John kind of covers everything on this end of the Pecos Valley, and then you got everything on the southern end. So I always kind of compare. I was like, Don is the John of the South, and Don is the John is the Don of the North.
Okay.
but I think between the two of you guys have a great library of books that really showcase and spotlight a lot of different facets of history in Southeast New Mexico.
Absolutely.
So I think that's why,
like John has covered Lincoln County and Chavez County, and branched out in several other ways as well. I've kind of branched out through the entire state. I just didn't want to. We have so much history. I mean, we could still write probably another 50 books each on the history that's in these two counties alone, and it just is mind-boggling.
Get cracking in there. You got 50 books to write. Get in there.
We're working on it.
I'm just kidding. Well, this is cool. Now, so let's mark it on the calendars. It's Saturday, September 4th, 1 week from tomorrow. And it's going to be from 9 a.m. to noon. And it will be at the Archives building there, which is right next door to the museum, 208 North Lee. Again, these are out-of-print books, rare, hard-to-find books. Also, if you're feeling a little like gambly, a little bit, want to feel a little lucky. I know that's more Clint Eastwood, but
Clint Eastwood,
we could work it in here. But they also have mystery bags. $5, you get the bag, and I guarantee you're not going to get shortchanged. You're going to get your value, but you don't know what's in there. It could be I don't know, older rare book, could be another older rare book. I mean, it could be anything, but just have a little fun with it. And of course, like you said, Donna will be there signing books. John will be there signing books, and also David Minton, and he's a Lee County historian. He'll be there as well. And so the part about this is you get the rare books and stuff, and now you've got these authors right there that you can chat about Southeast New Mexico history or New Mexico history, and obviously get books signed and get copies of Donna's book and John's books and all that good stuff. So, but it's gonna be a lot of fun if you've never been to one of the book fairs.
So
are you a collector? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Donna.
I said I'd love to see everyone there, and I'd like to challenge everyone. They're having a coin drive for the museum as well. It seems that they're having a bit of trouble with the foundation, and we can't have that happen. So we need to bring in any coins that you have. I know there's been some people out there hoarding coins during the pandemic, me included, and I'm going to bring mine along to get them started on that coin drive. We need to keep that old lady going.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been a interesting year for the Historical Society, between roof leaks and roof replacements for not only just the museum but the archives facility. It was the carriage house just before COVID, and then when it rains it pours, literally here. No. Of course, foundation issues, the trees, branches falling in the streets, and all this stuff is kind of compiled, and I think the number Amy had mentioned a couple weeks ago was like they need like $60,000 by November to help offset some of these costs. So yes, bring your change. Folding kind fits in those things too.
Right.
Matter of fact, if you ever become a guest on the show, the radio show, we have our big Coca-Cola coin. People can drop money into there, but we don't get the foot traffic that some other places get.
Okay.
So I'm curious, Don, are you a book collector yourself, or you just write them?
Yes, actually, I am very much a book collector. I have inherited probably thousands of books from my dad, and then I have added to it over the years to the point where it's kind of taking over the house. And I love old books. As a former librarian, books are my life, and I just love the smell of them and the idea of them and reading them. I don't get to read them as much as I want to, but sure. Yes. I can't.
Well, I would also think too, the ones you have read, the ones that are like everyone has favorite books or favorite stories and things like that, and to have the books, especially if it's a story that you've had with you since you were a child,
right?
Those evoke, like, you just even picking up the book and seeing it, like picking up off the shelf and looking at it, you're like, it starts evoking those memories of how you associate with that book or that story. So It's not always just the contents in the book itself, it's how you relate to those words and where you were when you first came across this book. And it's a lot of that works, part of the collector side too.
Right. And we have so many good historical books about New Mexico that have been written and have been forgotten about. And it's nice that they're going to bring them out into the open and offer these to people to purchase, because, there's some great information out there that's been forgotten, and it's fun John and I can only bring out as much as we can, but it's good to know. It's good to know this background that we have in the state.
Well, and this is kind of the tip of the iceberg on the real whole point and the part of what the Historical Society is all about. When we talk about preserving history for Southeast New Mexico, providing a home for not only it to reside and be preserved for future generations, but a place to catalog and spotlight current history and things going on. But the point that kind of makes here is, when you support the Historical Society, bringing these donations, buying these books, you're doing the same thing. You're preserving the legacy of these books, because let's face it, without our Historical Society, without our organizations that preserve history, what happens to it? Certainly the Smithsonian's a great big organization that collects a lot of artifacts and a lot of history, but when it comes to Southeast New Mexico, who's going to put that care and dedication to it? Southeast people, New Mexicans, they're going to do it. Right. And that's what the Historical Society is all about. So by you coming out to the book fair and shopping and collecting for your own selves, you're also doing your part in preserving history for future generations.
Right. And
I know it's a little
Roswell
hokey,
is
but
so extremely lucky to have the Historical Society that they do. In Carlsbad, we have the Southeastern New Mexico Historical Society, which is, always confused with the Historical Society of Southeastern New Mexico. But
fortunately, everyone likes to help each other.
Right, exactly. And, we've got some help from Roswell, and it's been wonderful. But we've, ever since we've lost our historian, Jed Howard, all of our artifacts, all of our photographs and everything else has been in storage for the past 3 years. And it's not accessible. You have an accessible archive that is fantastic. And that's a goal for us here in Carlsbad, is to have something like that available to the citizens so that they can come in and look up, history for whatever project they're working on, or, tourists that came through and, looking up their family, and it's great to have, and you guys are extremely lucky to have that there.
Yeah, absolutely. We are very fortunate. I'm curious. Obviously the Historical Society here gets a lot of requests for documentaries and things because the UFO side and then obviously Billy the Kid stuff. But for Carlsbad, with the caverns, there's still a lot of history down in that end. Do you get a lot of requests from documentarians for information or access to the archives?
Yes, actually we do. They have a great library out at the Guadalupe Mountains and at the caverns themselves. So they go directly to them now. Like I said, okay. Ours are in storage. We really can't get access to it right now, but the caverns does have a wonderful archives, as at this point, to be able to offer documentarians.
Well, if anybody or you yourself are living in Lee County area or Eddy County area, are a history buff and would like to roll up your sleeves, I'm sure reaching out to Donna, she'd love to hear from you and say, hey, yeah, we'd love to get some people to get this thing back opened up. And so if anybody listening, maybe they just have to be, or maybe you're listening and say, hey, I got my friend in Carlsbad. That guy's a big history buff. So.
Yes. Well, I would love to hear. We would love to get this thing going again.
Well, I know this, like you, and you're right. How fortunate we are here in Roswell to have the access and the facilities at the Historical Society. And the reason we're lucky is because, and I serve on the board, so I can say this, we have some great people that volunteer. The board, right. Amy is our one paid employee, but she works for 12 people.
Yes, she does.
And,
yes, she does.
But that's why we're lucky, because we have dedication of some great people that love history and are dedicated to making sure it's accessible. So
exactly.
And I know Carlsbad's got them too. We just got to turn them over. Turn over those rocks and find them.
We have an amazing historical society down here. It's just we've had trouble finding a place to land in that, but our society is fantastic. We've got some go-getters and people that work tirelessly on this, and it's just been amazing. Carolyn Olson is probably our version of Amy, and she is just working, just constantly trying to find some place for us to be. And I can't thank her enough for that. And one of these days it will work.
I'm never in doubt of that one. Hey, Don, while we have you here, give us an update on the author side. Like you said, I know you got your most recent book out, but give us an update there, and then talk about what you're working on now.
Okay. Well, yes, my Mission Church book is my last one. I had that one and my Hidden Gems book, which was kind of like a travel guide of all the hidden places, all the well-known and not so well-known places in New Mexico that I've encountered as I've driven through, putting like 40,000 miles on my vehicle. And so both of those came out last year. And, basically it's kind of hard to have a great fanfare during a pandemic. So, they kind of, but I'm very proud of these two books. The Mission Church was a little more difficult because I could not visit the missions and get an actual feel of what the pueblos were like, because they were all closed during the pandemic. But it's such a great history, and my eyes were opened quite a bit doing the research on that one, and the struggles that the indigenous people went through with the Spaniards as they came through and they converted everyone to Catholicism, and it was it was not a pleasant journey for the indigenous people, but they learned to adapt, and they've worked well with it since then. But and right now I'm working on a book of ghost towns of New Mexico, and that's been fun. I haven't had to worry about the pandemic on that one because usually there's nobody there, so that's
the reason ghost town.
Yeah. So that's been fun. The chloride was fun to go through. That it's very, very well preserved. They have a hanging tree in the middle of town, which no one ever got hanged from. So whenever the cowboys were a little bit whooping it up at the 7 saloons that they had in town, they would take them to the water trough underneath the tree, kind of dunk them a little bit, get them back to their senses, and then tie them to the tree until they could figure out to do better. So that was fun.
It's more of a deterrent than an actual use for its
right.
Do you ever get?
And then, I'm sorry.
I was going to ask, do you ever get like the sense of an explorer when you get these opportunities to go through these ghost towns and various different historic locations?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's so much fun. I love to travel, and I love to learn new things, and I always get lost. It never fails. I always get lost. You have to get lost at least once.
That's part of the fun.
Yeah, exactly. And so, it's fun to work my way out of that. And, but it's just so much, you can just feel the history sometimes when you go into these places, and you can almost hear the whispers of the people that lived there before, and I think with the haunted hotels, I may have brought one home with me, and
oh man!
So it's been interesting. It's very, very interesting.
So, man, we're running short on time. You just cracked open another can of worms I want to open to talk about, but we'll have to save that for a future day. Hey, maybe that's another book, a paranormal history of New Mexico.
Yes. There's
I'm
been
sure
a lot of them, the haunted series through the publisher that I go through, and they have come out with a lot of haunted, Albuquerque, Santa Fe, etc.
Yeah, it's a popular genre.
Right.
All those ghost adventure shows on TV kind of sparked that interest. But for folks, Saturday, September 4th, 9 to noon is the Historic Book Fair hosted by the South Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. It's going to be at the Archives Facility, 208 North Lee, again from 9 to noon on Saturday, September 4th. Come out and see rare out-of-print books. Nonfiction titles will also be on sale. The $5 mystery bags. Also, don't forget, they're going to give away a free mystery bag every hour, so you might want to linger around. And then, of course, we'll have book signings from Donna here, John LeMay, David Minton. He's a historian for Lee County. Plus, some additional authors will be there as well for the event, too. Best resource for folks, RoswellNMHistory.org. If you have any questions, not only about the book fair, but also about the drive-through fall fiesta fundraising event, September 30th. Don't forget the deadline to get tickets for your meals is September 3rd, the day before the book fair. And again, RoswellNMHistory.org, or you can call the Historical Society 575-622-8333. Donna, is there anything we missed that we wanted to talk about that we skipped over?
Not that I can think of. I think we pretty well covered it. I just want to say a big thank you to Amy for her continued support and bringing me in on these events. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. She's a dear friend.
Well, we appreciate everything that you do with the Historical Society as well. And I don't know how often you get to come to Roswell, but we need to get you in studio and bring all your books in and have you do an in-person with us.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Well, have an awesome weekend, Donna, and we'll talk to you again soon. We'll see you next Saturday.
Sounds great. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, that was Donna Blake Birchall with talking about the Historical Society's big book fundraising event, the book fair happening September 4th. It is 7:48. Probably should pause for some news and a quick break, town hall business update as well. Kim Commando thrown in there for fun too. Then we'll be back on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Now for a Pecos Valley News update. I'm Jared Cirillo. As a result of a staffing shortage, the Roswell Adult Center is limiting to opening 1 day a week as of September 6th, but scheduled classes throughout the week will still take place using other sites. The Adult Center at 807 North Missouri Avenue will be open Wednesdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., offering the regular activities like pool, billiards, and dominoes. The lapidary class has been rescheduled to take place during those Wednesday hours as well. Meanwhile, the video walking, aerobics, and cardio exercise classes will take place as scheduled, but relocated to the Roswell Recs and Aquatics Center at 1402 West College Boulevard, which will also offer dominoes during its regular hours of operation. And the open studio painting class has been moved to the Roswell Museum and Art Center at 1011 North Richardson Avenue. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
If you think that the days are behind us when smartphones and laptops spontaneously burst into flames, think again. I'm Kim Commando with an important warning brought to you by T-Mobile. Their advanced network now goes farther than ever before. Visit T-Mobile.com/55 today. It was clear and cool this past Monday evening as Alaska Airlines Flight 751 from New Orleans was landing at Seattle-Tacoma International. It was just at that moment when another Samsung Galaxy A21 smartphone began spitting flames and fire inside the passenger cabin. Emergency slides were activated and the plane was evacuated, Also this week, due to battery issues, GM recalled all Chevy Bolts. The point is simple. Lithium-ion batteries are far from perfect. Never pack anything with a lithium-ion battery inside your checked baggage. If you drive any electric vehicle, regardless of the make or model, you should never park it overnight in your garage or your carport. Get breaking data breach and security alerts 24/7 at commando.com.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like you're going 100 miles an hour, barely keeping up. But to cruise through challenges, you need someone who's right there with you. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the tech advice you need to get past whatever's in front of you and get to where you want to go.
Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL and do more with modern devices and Windows 10 Pro.
If you haven't tried Super Beets Heart Chews, you're missing out. The grapeseed extract used in Super Beets Chews has been clinically shown to be 2 times as effective at supporting normal blood pressure as a healthy lifestyle alone. Just 2 a day is all you need. Do what I did and support your heart health with delicious Super Beets Chews. Get your Super Beets Chews today at kimsbeets.com. And when you buy 2 bags, they'll throw in the 3rd bag for free. That's kimsbeets.com, kimsbeets.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty dry weekend coming up, and temperatures will stay on the warm side. We're expecting low to mid-90s today. A little bit breezy, especially in the afternoon, and we should get plenty of sunshine. Overnight looks clear with our lows in the upper 60s, and then low 90s through the day tomorrow and sunny. Partly cloudy Saturday night, low 90s, and sunny again on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Southeastern New Mexico Sports Report. It's week 2 for the high school football season. Well, it's actually week 1 for a couple of teams, including the Goddard Rockets. Remember, Goddard had to sit out the first scheduled game of the season last week due to COVID restrictions on the team. But now they're back in action at the Wool Bowl tonight against Carlsbad. Ooh, this should be a good game. Carlsbad beat Artesia in the season opener last week. Artesia is at home, too, and this should be a good game, hopefully for the Bulldogs. Trying to bounce back from that loss. They'll play Hobbs at 7. Roswell at Lovington tonight. You've got NMMI at home against McCurdy. Hagerman on the road at Mescalero Apache. Dexter at Texaco. Dexter won the season opener last week against Santa Rosa. Loving at home against Lordsburg. And an 8-man football, Gateway Christian playing at Hondo. Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at 92.9, The Brand.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. Vermont's Agriculture Secretary says 89 organic dairy farms in the Northeast will lose their contracts with an organic dairy company when it stops buying milk in the region by the end of August of next year. Officials say the parent company of Horizon Organic notified the farms last week. Officials say Arkansas-based Tyson Foods will invest $300 million to establish a manufacturing facility in Virginia's Pennsylvania County that is expected to create 376 new jobs. They say Tyson is committing to purchase 60 million pounds of Virginia-grown chicken over the next 3 years. On Wall Street, the Dow down 192 points to 35,213. The Nasdaq lost 96 to 14,945. And the S&P 500 down 26 points to 4,469. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Celebrate heroes during Roswell Ford's first annual 9/11 Hometown Heroes Car Show, Saturday, September 11th from 10 to noon at Roswell Ford. Register now at roswellford.com to enter in the car show. Entry is $20 with all proceeds going to benefit local charities. You must have your vehicle set up at Roswell Ford by 8 a.m. on September 11th with your vehicle on display until 1 p.m. Trophies will be awarded to all first-place vehicle finishers in all categories, plus a $1,000 cash prize for the best overall finisher. Deadline to enter is September 6th. Do you know someone who makes a difference at home, at work or school, or in the community? Nominate them for the first ever Hometown Hero Award. Complete and submit your nomination form at roswellford.com. You can nominate anyone to be a hometown hero. One Roswell Ford hometown hero will be selected and honored during the event. Register now for the first annual Roswell Ford Hometown Heroes Car Show, Saturday, September the 11th. This event sponsored by LGS Guns & Ammo, 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, CRM Discount Awards and Sports, and National Furniture Liquidators.
We serve all New Mexico. If you think it's hard to take out a home loan, those rumors are wrong. It's not true. Contact Loan Officer Elliot Rodriguez, MLS number 41002 at CMG Financial, phone number 719-237-4680. At CMG Financial, we can help. Experience extraordinary with CMG Financial, every customer, every time, no exceptions, no excuses. CMG Financial is a registered trade name of CMG Mortgage Incorporated, MLS 1820. CMG Mortgage Incorporated is equal opportunity lender. To verify a complete list of states licensed, visit www.mlsconsumersaccess.org.
Equal fair housing is the right for everyone to have access to all housing opportunities without discrimination based on race, religion, national origin, sex, color, familial status, or disability.
Roswell Skin Center, a brand new state-of-the-art facility located in the 400 Penn Plaza building here in Roswell, is now accepting new patients. Dr. Brandon Cometti and his team offer a full range of skin care services, including general dermatology, surgical and cosmetic procedures, including cutting-edge laser rejuvenation, Botox, filler, laser hair removal, chemical peels, and other non-invasive options to improve skin health and turn back the hands of time. Call and schedule your appointment at Roswell Skin Center today, 208-2509. That's 208-2509.
I believe that God owns everything. He's the source of our wealth, of our talents, and really of every moment in our lives. We may not take credit for anything we have, because whatever we have has been entrusted to us by God to be used cheerfully and generously to serve Him. God wants us to be content with what we have, knowing that He'll provide everything we need for each day. He asks that we use our money wisely, recognizing that it belongs to Him and that someday we'll have to give an account to how we spend it. As a token of our gratitude, He expects us to give a portion of all that we've received to be used in His kingdom. We must use God's gifts to serve others, not for our own glory, but for His. God has also given each of us certain abilities to use, not with a sense of pride, but with gratitude and dedication. As stewards of each moment of time, God calls us to use even that time wisely, making the most of every opportunity to live for Him.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
The massive vehicle elimination event is on now at Roswell Honda. A huge roundup of clean, quality pre-owned vehicles marked way down to clear the lot. They need the space, so you get the savings. Like a 2014 Grand Caravan for just $169 a month, a 2010 Honda Pilot for just $159 a month, or a 2014 Chevy Cruze for just $139 a month. And with $2,000 of payment assistance, now is the best time ever to buy. Get a 12-pack for stopping by, a smartwatch with qualified test drive, and Monopoly with every purchase. The massive vehicle elimination event on now at Roswell Honda. 2177 West 2nd.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The first toilet being flushed in a motion picture was in the movie Psycho. Mike thought it was Gone with the Wind. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 7:58. Stay tuned next hour, about 8:15 or so. Sheriff Mike Harrington will join us, and we'll chit-chat with the sheriff, get an update on what's happening in and around Chaves County. I would imagine Charles Eastlis usually joins him. So if not, to be sure. But anyway, we'll talk with the sheriff. I talked to him last night, so barring any craziness in the county going on this morning, he should be in. So he's been running ragged. Not that he never is. He always is. But he's been particularly busy last couple weeks here. So, but we'll chit-chat with the sheriff next hour. As always, I want to remind folks, if you miss any of our interviews, you can always check them out, ksvptv.com. Click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel, and you'll find all of our interviews there. Don't forget, football fans, Coyotes and Goddard Rockets, they'll square off against each other tonight, but they both got football games, and you will be able to catch them on the radio. Roswell right here, 106.5. Goddard, our sister station, 106.1 FM, Fiero. And video, ksvptv.com in both channels there. All right, we'll be back.
Your home for Kim Commando in Roswell. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
From townhall.com, I'm Rich Thomason. They are so desperate to flee the Taliban that large crowds of Afghans have shown up again outside the Kabul airport, hoping to get in and catch a flight out. Evacuation flights resuming a day after twin suicide bombings killed more than 100 people, including 13 U.S. service members.
Officials say more than 100,000 people have been safely evacuated from Kabul, but as many as 1,000 Americans and tens of thousands more Afghans are struggling to leave in one of history's largest airlifts. While about 5,000 people were awaiting flights at the airfield on Thursday, more continued to arrive on Friday, despite serious security concerns. The U.S. warns more attacks could come ahead of the Tuesday deadline for foreign troops to leave, ending America's longest war. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Tropical storm Ida building strength out in the Gulf of Mexico ahead of an expected landfall as a hurricane late this coming weekend along the northern Gulf Coast.
We're really urging people to just listen to their local authorities. They know what's best and whether or not you should stay or go. And please do as they say if they tell you to leave.
The National Hurricane Center's Robbie Berg, hurricane watches and storm surge watches posted for coastal Louisiana, Alabama, and Mississippi. Northern California's massive Caldor fire still burning east of Sacramento, moving ever closer to the Lake Tahoe Basin. Emily Loren decided not to wait for an order to clear out.
I figured there's 20,000 or more people in Tahoe, and I didn't want to deal with the traffic and leaving and sitting in 10 hours of one lane trying to get out.
She spoke with KXTV. The fire has charred almost 140,000 acres, 12% contained. Wall Street, the Dow up 118 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Pushing Lawson back, landing blows, Lawson returns, and a big shot.
You're out of your mind if you think this family can pick you up every time you fall.
A struggling father must fight for what matters most.
Dylan Wright came in this morning. He wants to fight you.
With his faith against the ropes.
This is your opportunity to get back on your feet.
Witness this story of redemption.
You gotta know who it is you're fighting for. That's the fight, Bo.
I can't believe I'm saying it, that Bo Lawson can go 10 years without a competitive fight, and here he is going toe-to-toe with the world champion. No one expected this out of him.
A Father's Fight, now streaming on Salem Now. Look for Salem Now in the App Store or at salemnow.com.
An ex-Nigerian president named the African Union envoy to the Horn of Africa.
Olusegun Obasanjo has plenty of experience of mediation across the continent. Now the African Union hopes the former Nigerian president can help bring about peace in the Horn of Africa. It's a tough task. Despite numerous international calls for ceasefires, the 10-month war in Ethiopia's Tigray region is escalating. The government in Addis Ababa has recruited countrywide to boost the military, and it considers the Tigray People's Liberation Front a terrorist organisation with which it cannot hold any form of dialogue. The TPLF says it's willing to negotiate, but has a long list of preconditions that effectively rule out any realistic chance of peace talks.
The BBC's Will Ross. By early next week, New Zealanders should know if their government's strict new lockdown is working to stamp out its first coronavirus outbreak in 6 months. News and analysis at townhall.com. Apple has agreed to allow developers of iPhone apps to email their users about cheaper ways to pay for digital subscriptions and media.
The app's developers would be able to circumvent a commission system that generates billions of dollars annually for the iPhone maker. The concession is part of a preliminary settlement of a nearly 2-year-old lawsuit filed on behalf of iPhone app developers in the U.S. It also addresses an issue raised by a federal court judge who is expected to issue a decision in a separate case brought by Epic Games, maker of the popular video game Fortnite.
It's correspondent Jeremy House. Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett aiming to dissuade President Biden from returning to the Iran nuclear deal when the two leaders meet at the White House today. The meeting was originally scheduled for yesterday, but it was postponed for one day because of the crisis in Afghanistan. Once again on Wall Street, the Dow is up 149 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce
of Mornings with Michael Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Nice, would it be tenor?
Yeah, tenor, little tenor with a bit of vibrato.
Yeah, not bad.
It was literally actually, well, the bit was from, ironically, from an episode of Scrubs. JD has a whole, like, in his head fantasy where somebody shows up, an opera singer shows up to tell him he made a mistake, and it's, mistake!
Well, I've been, it's been a weird 5 minutes with my cat.
No, see, I always feel like some of the statements you make are just like perfect book titles. It's been a weird 5 minutes with my cat. The Mike Winters story.
She was, now my cat has, I've told this story before. My cat has a foot fetish.
Uh-huh.
She loves feet.
Who doesn't?
She bathes her whole face in your musk.
Well, that's
your
where you're
foot.
going to get, that's the concentrated essence of you. If you think about it, you're on your feet all day and it just kind of, it trickles down into the feet. And so it all concentrates right there in the foot.
Well,
it's like a vitamin of you.
I'm sitting in the kitchen table and I have bar stools.
Uh-huh.
I mean, tall chairs.
Right.
So my feet dangle if they're not on the bar there. So I'm just sitting here doing my thing, and next thing I'm just feeling like this makeout session with my foot. And she won't stop. She's all about it. She's wanting loving, and she will not be denied.
So if somebody walked into this conversation a little bit late, anybody would have just assumed that was Kim.
No, it was Hannah.
Hannah.
My cat.
All right, the cat. Hannah the cat.
So now she's done that. She's actually propped up sitting in the chair next to me.
Smoking a cigarette. Having you make her a sandwich.
Yeah. But, boy, I feel used.
As well you should. You're a receptacle.
Oh, she's a happy cat.
I've talked to some people, and they said that, you know, the wet nose is actually a sign of, like, you know, that they're content, they're happy. So my cat has, like, the wettest of noses, especially at, like, 4:30 in the morning, but I'm pretty sure he uses his as a weapon.
Yeah.
He's like, get up and feed me.
Well, yeah, it's a nice ice cube to the, you know, drop it in your...
I just don't understand whose trigger is 4:30 in the morning. I'm going to go wake up Dad so we can put food in my bowl. Why is 4:30 in the morning your trigger?
Nocturnal, generally by nature.
I guess.
So that's when they do their best work.
They don't need to kill it. I kill it for them. Oh, and boy, Stefan is loving it now, having Tony around, because I've been having to kind of like switch up to like a half dry, half wet food situation. And Stefan never gets wet food. So he's been in cat heaven for the last couple weeks.
Well, we have this paste helps for their skin and their coats, and it keeps one of our cats' digestive systems right.
Mm-hmm.
So one has to have it. The other, it's just
gets
for
it.
her.
Right.
Yeah. But the one that just gets it is a crackhead for it. And the other one likes it, but she doesn't like all the drama that the other one creates when I pull out the tube of the medicine.
It's like, oh, God, this one again.
So I have to, like, sneak it, like when I'm alone with Hannah and the other one's asleep or distracted. I can be like, oh, Hannah, come here. Let's slip you some of the medicine.
So your house is like a methadone clinic? There's like some people there that need it and some people there that just want it?
And then Hannah's, yeah, exactly. And then Hannah's not quick to do anything. She has to think about everything for 10 minutes before she does it.
Same.
She'll stare at you for 10 minutes before she jumps up in your lap. So she's got to smell it for 2 minutes before she licks it. And you're like, come on, dude. Bella's going to catch wind of this.
That's right.
And then the party's over. You need to get to licking.
Not helping me here. Time is of the essence. Try to do this on the low.
Yeah.
You just need like a trench coat of just like paste. Just like, yo, take a lick. Get a quick lick.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
What's she doing, Hannah? We have more this hour than my cat.
Yes.
We have McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
That we have. That's
Yes.
true. But we still have more than that, too. But, yes, it is Friday. That means McDonald's has graced us with their delicious havings. I can't have any today.
Yeah, we're having for you. We already
I
ate
gotta
your
be
hash
honest.
brown.
I'm craving some Mickey D's.
Yeah?
I haven't had any in a while.
Well, you know what, Mike? I've got good news for you. You can have McDonald's hot, fresh, and delivered straight to your door with McDelivery. That's right. Download the app, and then you can have your food McDelivered right to you through Grubhub or one of the other fantastic delivery services, so you can get that hot McDonald's delivered straight to your door. It's never been easier to enjoy McDonald's at any of the 2 locations right here in Roswell, one in Artesia, and of course the Carlsbad location as well. And so download the app, and also, if you're looking for work, they are looking for you. They need some hard-working, some faces, some smiles on some faces, and some people who are ready to be trained. So if you're looking for work, head over to mchire.com. That's mchire.com for more info on starting your career the Mickey D's way.
That's right.
That's where I started.
MC Hire in the house.
That's right. You, too, could be a DJ at a local radio station someday. Get started at McDonald's.
Or if you do a good job at McDonald's.
Yeah, right. If you're good at what you do.
you could be part of Nick's management team.
Dude, I got to tell you, my son, okay, so we went to the play place like a week ago. And when I said it was time to leave, my son decided, I'm just going to head up to the upper levels, to avoid dad at all costs. What he didn't anticipate me doing was literally climbing inside the toy myself to get him. That's something that old me never could do. Like fat me, I remember I used to have to clean the big toy when I used to work over there, and that was a struggle. But I can fit inside the big toy now.
See, that's great.
I didn't take the slide. Thought about it, but I was like, I think it might be too long for some of these curves. It's gonna get stuck in one of the S bends, And they have to have the machine come in and like separate the chunk of slide out.
That's why they got the packs of butter.
There you go.
Just for that.
Whipped butter for just such an occasion.
Biscuits and gravy makes a remarkable lubricant. If you need to get stuck and slide out a tunnel.
Do you know you can actually buy bacon grease now?
Really?
Like tubs of bacon grease, yes.
I'd rather make it myself.
Yeah, that's a fun thing to do. But then there's a whole I got to keep a jar of it in the corner. And do you refrigerate it? Do you not? Because I used to make my own too, or store my own bacon fat as well. But this is just, it's a game changer, dude. I'm telling you. Like if you've never had a grilled cheese sandwich made in bacon fat, dude.
Wouldn't it be weird if you lived near a bacon fat factory? And so what they do is they just make bacon all day, suck the grease out of it, and throw the bacon in they have like some dumpster full of bacon.
Just super dry bacon. It's bacon jerky.
Yeah.
At that point.
Well, we won't have to ponder this long.
No.
Sheriff Mike Harrington
have we confirmed?
Join us here. I talked to him last night. That's about as confirmed as I can get.
That's confirmed, pretty confirmed.
So, but unless something bad happened overnight or in the wee hours here, then he should be joining us here.
Well, I couldn't tell you because all we hear in the news is the adult center is going to be closing down to 1 day a week. Slow news day.
Well, I think our boss is having a conversation with some news people.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Oh, man. So what's your weekend plans?
Well, my weekend plans are to climb in my car and head out to Artesia tomorrow for the 6th annual Red Dirt Black Gold celebrations happening in downtown Artesia. It's an all-day festival celebrating all things Red Dirt and Black Gold tomorrow, and it's all going to cap off with a concert starting at 5:30 featuring the likes of Tell Runyon, Josh Malloy, Bart Crow, and Reckless Kelly.
Awesome. Yeah, so Red Dirt country music fans.
Yep.
Head on down to Artesia tomorrow.
If you want more info, go to reddirtblackgold.com, and I am contractually obligated to say a huge thank you to ConocoPhillips, our presenting sponsor at this year's Red Dirt Black Gold 2021.
Sweet. You're emceeing, aren't you?
Yes.
The concert?
Yep.
All right. And hey, I'll be out making an appearance too.
Dude.
My day of quarantine ends. Today's the last day.
Yeah.
So
you're officially gonna feel the wind on your face again.
Yeah, I'll be at Roswell Honda scaring children.
I like the fact that you're taken immediately out of quarantine and we're shoving you in a big sweaty box with Beatty.
She'll love it.
She's definitely going to be. I'm sure that there'll be some social distance. The bad news, it's the Boomer, not the Jammer. The Jammer has more room inside. The Boomer's a little cramped, but
well,
you make it work.
We had heathens attack the Jammer.
Yeah,
heathens.
Yeah.
I hope you feel guilty, heathens.
Hope you're well within our listening area, you heathens.
Exactly.
I think,
by the way,
yeah,
we tainted those things you stole.
We did. Yeah, I literally, I
smells yet.
I rubbed my taint on every single one of those pieces.
Notice any odd odors?
Mm-hmm. Wait till it gets hot. Once that thing warms up, oh boy!
Hope you like eggs.
I think Hard R just took his leave to let the sheriff in, so I believe he is either here or here adjacent.
Okay, very good. It is 8:17.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and... Do you want to do your deaf read?
Thank you. I wasn't sure which one it was. I'm all the way over here. I'm literally sitting in my chair, staring at a cardboard you in your chair. So thank you for that. Yeah, let me knock that out. So, Mike, did you know that at any given time, there are 3 to 5 agencies listening in on your cell phone calls? Yeah, they're listening to you talk to your mom. They're hearing you chat with your pastor about the stuff that you did, last weekend with that tub of bacon fat and the cat. They saw that and they heard all about that. So Deaf Protection is available. That's DEAF. It's Enabling Assisting Framework. Now you might say, I got nothing to hide. I have nothing that the government's going to actually care about. So why would they want to spy on me? But why would you let unwanted intrusions of your privacy happen? You just shouldn't. Why would you write a sentence that isn't an actual sentence in a live read? You just shouldn't. Deaf prevents outside entities from listening in by cloaking your phone from all-seeing technology. See, what they can't see, they can't hack. Sign up now for Deaf Protection. That's DEAFprotection.com. Because privacy is freedom. Many known household names use Deaf Protection, so sign up today at deafprotection.com. That's DEAFprotection.com.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Make your snoopers deaf, dumb, and blind to what you're doing.
The sentence is, but why would you let unwanted intrusions of your privacy? That's not a sentence. And every single time I've done this read, that sentence has confounded me. That's not a sentence. Sorry. I've gone through this read every day this week, and that sentence has got me every single time.
I say, Yavul to you.
I'm Ron Burgundy? I mean, we are just ultimately Ron Burgundy's. We're going to read whatever copy you give us, so bear that in mind, sales. Oh, by the way, I guess it's official. We can officially say welcome back to Jamie.
Yes.
Yeah, officially back to our sales staff. She wandered in today. I was just like, oh, hey. I'm like, oh, hey. I hadn't realized I hadn't seen her in like a year and a half. So yeah, Jamie back on the crack sales team here.
Did she roll into the Roswell office?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm guessing they're doing a special meeting.
That's special.
It is, isn't it? Super special. All right.
All right. It is 8:19. Time for some weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty dry weekend coming up, and temperatures will stay on the warm side. We're expecting low to mid-90s today. A little bit breezy, especially in the afternoon, and we should get plenty of sunshine. Overnight looks clear with our lows in the upper 60s, and then low 90s through the day tomorrow and sunny. Partly cloudy Saturday night, low 90s, and sunny again on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 73 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 64%. Winds are out of the south at 8 miles per hour. For today, sunny, 93 for that high. South winds 5 to 15. Tonight, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 68. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Sunny for you Saturday. Highs once again right around 93. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. For your Saturday evening, mostly clear. Overnight low 69. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday, mostly sunny. Highs around 91 expected. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. There is a 20% chance of rain showers Sunday night, mainly before midnight. Partly cloudy. Overnight low 68. And then next week, low 90s for Monday, mid 90s for Tuesday, Wednesday. Slight chance of rain, low 90s on Thursday. We'll see how that shapes up. All right, it is 21 minutes after 8. Let's go ahead and take a commercial break. We'll have Chaves County Sheriff Mike Harrington join us here in just a few. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Join Hot New Country 92.9 The Brand and Fiero 106.1 for a live broadcast this Saturday at Roswell Honda. The massive vehicle elimination event is on, and that means truckloads of savings, rebates, discounts, and more. They'll have lots of great giveaways, including a smartwatch with a qualified test drive and Monopoly with a purchase. And register to win a 65-inch 4K LED smart TV. See you Saturday, 10 to 1 at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd. The High Caliber Summer Sale is on now at LGS Guns and Ammo. Now through Labor Day weekend, save big on guns, ammo, and everything you need. From brands like Glock, Ruger, Springfield, Smith & Wesson, Mossberg, and more. Plus, massive savings on ammo, targets, magazines, optics, and knives, and a great selection of Springfield St. Edge rifles. The High Caliber Summer Sale on now at LGS Guns and Ammo. Southeastern New Mexico's authority for guns and ammunition in Hobbs or Roswell, and at LGSguns.com. There's never a bad time to break out a bag of La Poblanita Party Tostadas. At home, the office, in the club, wherever. Parties happen with La Poblanita Party Tostadas. The perfect crunch, seasoned just right and ready to get the party started. It's the dippable chip that bites back. The chips that make bland salsas better. Grab a bag of La Poblanita Party Tostadas at your local grocery store across all of southeastern New Mexico. And take the party up a notch with La Poblanita Party Tostadas. They're all that and a bag of chips.
Platinum Auto Services specializes in complete automotive care. It's the shop that does it all. From auto diagnostics and repair to dress up, rig up, and clean up, Platinum Auto Services has you covered. Platinum accepts all fleet management accounts and offers free pickup and delivery. Oil changes, tires, alignments, suspension, lift kits, and easy approval financing available for those unexpected repairs. Give us a call. The shop that does it all. Platinum Auto Services, 575-689-6900.
College football is back on the High Plains. You don't want to miss out on your Eastern New Mexico University Greyhounds' return to the gridiron as they welcome 6 home opponents this fall. The home schedule features the Wagon Wheel rivalry game versus West Texas A&M, our annual homecoming game, and the home opener on September 2nd versus Central Washington. Season tickets are now available for as low as $25 per person. Call 575-562-2153 or visit goeasternathletics.com for more information. ENMU Greyhound football all in.
You're invited to the 15th Annual Ag Invitational Golf Tournament, happening September 2nd through the 4th at the Artesia Country Club Golf Course. Proceeds raised will benefit the Eddy County, Chaves County, and Eastern New Mexico State Fair Junior Livestock Sales. Sponsorship at this year's event includes over $12,000 in prizes, plus closest to the pin, door prizes, free drinks and food, and player and sponsor gifts. Call Juan Jimenez for more information and to sign up, 575-746-6732. Presented by First American Bank, Schooler Purina, DBS Commodities, CVE, Royal Services, and Pecos Valley Equipment.
I believe that God owns everything. He's the source of our wealth, of our talents, and really of every moment in our lives. We may not take credit for anything we have, because whatever we have has been entrusted to us by God to be used cheerfully and generously to serve Him. God wants us to be content with what we have, knowing that He'll provide everything we need for each day. He asks that we use our money wisely, recognizing that it belongs to Him and that someday we'll have to give an account to how we spend it. As a token of our gratitude, He expects us to give a portion of all that we've received to be used in His kingdom. We must use God's gifts to serve others, not for our own glory, but for His. God has also given each of us certain abilities to use, not with a sense of pride, but with gratitude and dedication. As stewards of each moment of time, God calls us to use even that time wisely, making the most of every opportunity to live for Him.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Elephants use these skin folds on their bodies to crush mosquitoes. Mike Winters uses his to hide M&Ms. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 26 minutes after 8 o'clock. And joining us in the studio this morning, I think they're all there.
Yeah, we're
Sheriff
here.
Mike Harrington.
Good morning,
Sheriff.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
Doing great. You all by yourself there, or you can
Nope,
bring
I
someone along?
have I have the undersheriff here with me this morning, and we are
Good
ready
morning,
to go.
Mike.
We're sitting here
Good
staring
morning.
at this huge poster billboard thing. So looks
Charles
good.
is well acquainted with that thing.
Yeah,
But is this your first time, Sheriff?
Yes, first time being in here.
Now let's clarify that. Acquainted through the radio interview.
Yeah.
No, he busted him on a street corner 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I saw this crazy looking guy running around.
Yeah, that's funny. So that's a pretty good picture, though.
He didn't have any legs, so he didn't have to far
Yeah.
to run. But
Yeah. So that's good. So how's everything?
good. How are you doing, Sheriff?
Good. We are doing real good. Staying busy.
I know, yeah, you guys have been pretty busy the last month here for sure. Hey, since Charles is here, I talked a little bit about it on Wednesday, but they had a big success with the Legacy Run on Tuesday with the American Legion. I know Charles was gathering a bunch of the bikers together to meet up with them outside of town, and then was all part of it. But how was your experiences with the Legacy Run Tuesday?
So it was great. I actually was the one doing all the cooking for them.
You were cooking, yeah.
So that was something to me that it's great to see people come together to help, and this goes to help the children from the 9/11 incident and stuff like that. So it's good to see that happen, and there's nothing that gains more attention than to see that many bikes running through town with as loud as they are, is in a good group, and the people in the community did a great job getting them through the intersection. So it was a success, and so we were very honored to be a part of that.
Well, I don't know if you guys heard, but the Legacy Run, when it started in Arkansas, and when it left Roswell, I think they had raised about $93,000.
That's amazing.
So they got $3 or $4 grand right here in Roswell alone.
That's amazing. That's good.
Yeah. So
well, we live
hopefully it's higher now.
We live in a very giving community, and we see that in all walks of life. You know, I've been there where people will come up to you and give you their last dollar to help your cause or your event, and that's something to me that makes me proud to be from the southeastern part of New Mexico.
Absolutely. Yeah. Big thank you to everyone that turned out. Obviously, thank you to you, Sheriff, and Charles in the Sheriff's Department for helping out and supporting and feeding. See, a lot of people have been hungry on Tuesday. It wasn't for Sheriff.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and it turned out real well, and thanks to the way that American Legion set up and did everything, it was easy to get everybody in, and you know, you watch TV shows where they're feeding a whole lot of people that are standing in line waiting, and luckily enough, we had, I guarantee you, I don't even know how many hot dogs. There had to have been over 1,000 hot dogs that we cooked, but it was done very methodical and was a success. So
I know I got to ask, because I've been in radio for a long time and spent many a time at remote broadcast. I'll be at one tomorrow, and there's always hot dogs cooking.
Yes.
At some point, do you ever get sick of hot dogs?
For me personally, as you can tell by looking at me, never.
Cooking them or eating them?
So
yes,
cooking
and eating.
We never get tired of eating hot dogs.
it's a stress reliever to be out by the barbecue grill and just to be there and enjoying it. And as the cook, you get to sample the food, so that's always really good. So they're like, "You gonna get something?" Yeah, I already have, so that's good. But yeah, so no, it's always relaxing to me. I enjoy doing that, and we plan on doing some more things like that for the community, as well as doing it for my department, and having like on Fridays, getting the guys out there and cooking for them as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, that's the part that you as sheriff and you get, that your department's a family. They're
absolutely.
It's different situation than working at any other place on the planet. That these people got you back.
Yep.
Like for real, got you back.
Right.
Not hey, did you do that TPS report?
Right.
No, they real got you back.
And
so
and the one
camaraderie
thing
is a big part of that.
It really is. And the one thing is, you see them in the human side. A lot of people just see them as police, and it's kind of like what the TV shows. You don't see the personal side or the human side of it, and being there, you get to actually see that. So you have to be supportive of one another, because there are crazy times, and we're dealing with some crazy things, and you have to be the one that they can come to and talk to and feel comfortable around. So and they do that
Absolutely.
with their own guys. So it's a good thing for us that everyone gets along, and that's including Roswell Police, State Police, everybody. We can talk to each other and tell what happened and listen to everybody else's stories, and it kind of gets you through the day.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's strength in numbers. There's always that's you lean on each other in the good times and the bad ones. That's how it works.
That is right.
Absolutely.
Let's give us update on some of the stuff outside of the fun stuff, the criminal side of things. What are you guys seeing? What's been some of the stuff going on the last couple months we want to keep the public informed about?
So right now, one thing that we're still dealing with that hasn't changed, and it goes back and forth with the lockdowns and the kids being home from school and different things, but mostly domestic violence is it's still high. And people are stuck together in a sense that, and we all know we love each other, we do whatever, but you can only tolerate some people for a short amount of time, so that's,
I hear you.
That's, the people seem to be getting on each other's nerves, but domestic violence is a real thing. And some of these people now are together all the time, and the physical and mental abuse just doesn't stop. So that has been on the rise. The stealing of property is up. Home burglaries aren't as high as they were, because now they're just stealing whatever is laying around outside, or stealing cars, stealing cars right and left. So we tell people, make sure you have your keys, don't leave them in the car, make sure your car's locked, make it to where they have to work to get to it.
Sure.
So,
that's always been when it comes to robbery and things, criminals by nature want the path of least resistance, just like most people do.
Yep.
So if you, like you were saying earlier, a lot more people are home now, so you're not seeing as many in-home burglaries. They like to do it during the day when you're at work, not at night in the home.
Right.
But if you're leaving a lawnmower sitting out in the front yard, and wonder why it disappeared.
Yep.
That's on you a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a shame that, we have to believe that you caused that to happen, because you shouldn't have to think that way. But the reality of it is that they are opportunists, and they will take anything. And your junk is another man's treasure. So they will take it, just like leaving your glasses in your car on the dashboard. You may think, oh, I just got those, and they don't mean much to me, but to somebody else they may mean a lot, and they'll break your window to get them.
Sure. Well, and it's even things have value, and that's what it is. A lot of these folks, and I'm not saying all of them, but they're supporting drug habits, things like that. Yep. So anything of value. I mean, old plumbing parts. They're like, hey, there's copper in there. I can get money in that. I mean, it's
absolutely.
That's what they're looking for, is anything of value. So even if something you think's not valuable, there might be parts inside that have value.
Yeah,
that's why they're taking it.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly right. They'll tear apart your air conditioner unit for $7 worth of copper, ruin a $4,000 piece of equipment for $7 worth of copper. But one thing that I wanted to say also is, we have been going to rallies and speaking out on behalf of the medical staff who have been forced to basically get the vaccine or to lose their job. And, in our stance at the sheriff's office, and my stance as the sheriff, is I support you if you get the shot. I support you if you don't. I believe that it is your choice, and it shouldn't cost you your job if you choose not to get it. It should be one of the things, like I said, there are some ways that they can go around it. They can do the testing, they can do other things, but, some people right now do not want to get the shot because they don't trust the government. There's things that are going on right now that are absolutely crazy in our government.
Well, the thing that, if I use it's a rough analogy, but it's still an analogy.
Yep.
What's going on right now on the healthcare side with vaccine mandates?
Yep.
This is no different than if we were sitting there on June 6th D-Day with all of our soldiers getting ready to storm the beaches, and they said, wait a minute, half you guys aren't vaccinated, get back in the boats.
Yeah.
We're not going to let you fight.
Yep.
Good luck to the rest of you.
Yep.
And that's what they're doing to the healthcare world right now, and everybody's losing.
In a place that
this makes no sense.
Yeah, in a time, in a place where medical personnel are valuable.
Critical.
Yep, they're valuable because they are so few that the rest of us are going to suffer, and they've already worked through 18 months of this virus, dealing with it hands-on every day, and now all of a sudden it is critical for them to get this shot or be fired. And like I said, I support those who get it, those who don't, those who want to wear a mask, those who don't. I believe by the Constitution of the United States, you have the right to decide what you do to yourself in a situation like that. You have the right to make the right choice based on your morals and your judgment, and if you do something that's wrong, there's consequences for it. And so we know all that, but it's a very serious thing. And we were watching yesterday some things going on in California where they were saying you can't come into these grocery stores without the vaccine. And you have really done one of two things. You force somebody to take a shot that they don't need to survive. Mm-hmm. The other thing is, or they don't want to survive, or the other, you've caused a whole lot of people to become the best forgers in the world.
Right.
Because they're gonna the card is ridiculous. You can get it off the internet and you could fill it out yourself. No one knows where you went and got your shot. There's no record of nothing. You can say I went to another state and got it. There's no way to track that. So
I even think
if you do any kind of cursory search online, you could probably find some kind of websites or some place to get fake cards and stuff.
Yeah,
you push people into that corner, and bad things can happen. So we've seen that, and so there's a lot of that going on. And the other thing I want to say, as the sheriff, but also as Mike Harrington, a former Air Force person, but a veteran of the United States military, I want to issue my condolences to the families of those who lost their lives in Afghanistan, but I'm watching the TV. Event. I'm telling you, I'm watching the TV, and I'm thinking, what in the heck?
And to those that are still stuck there.
Yeah, and those that are still stuck there, and I just cannot understand. And I watch that TV, and I think, am I the only one seeing that from the top, we are in trouble? We are in serious trouble. And I don't know.
Yeah, our world and how we treat the world and act the world, it's not as simple of let's just make a parking lot out of this or let's just abandon this. And I know that's fun for you and me and everyone else to say these things, but when our actual leaders of the free world are saying these things, that's not good.
It's not good, and I just sure don't understand. I don't understand it, but I do know what my role is as the sheriff, and that is to protect this Constitution of the United States and the rights of those people here in Chaves County, where I have been elected, and that's what I'm doing. And every day is a fight to do it, but it's the best way to fight this is to say, I stand up for what is right, and I'm going to do what is right, and then whatever consequences come from that, you have to take them, and that's just the way it is. We can't cower down because they're threaten you with other things. So it's just crazy, and like I said, we know people who have been involved in physical altercations over being told, yes, you have to get it, or no, you don't have to. You don't have to get into a physical fight right now. That's not what it's about. Just say no. Just say no and walk away. Or if you want to get it, say yes and go get the shot. Who cares? It's not our choice what happens to you. It's your choice.
It's your own choice.
Yeah.
And this isn't everything. This is not just masks or not masks. It's just people need to understand that when you get in a situation, whether it's a legal, physical, whatever it is, like for instance, a traffic stop or any kind of time you're detained by a police officer. If you're following the commands of the officer, you will never get hurt.
That's correct.
Now, you could disagree. You may not even think they're doing the right actions. But at that moment, in that heated or could be heated situation, that's just comply, do your thing, and if there's wrongdoing, shenanigans, then you address it after the danger side is done and gone.
Absolutely.
And that may not be that night. That might be weeks, months ahead, but you're living, everyone's alive to tell their tale and to tell their side of the story. Yes. And that's a far better outcome than what we're seeing by people making rash decisions or making judgments based on narratives that are out there that aren't accurate.
Yep, that's right.
Absolutely.
And that's one thing that I will say too. We are so blessed at Chaves County Sheriff's Office that our county commissioners and our county management all came to our aid whenever it was time to get body cameras for the deputies. And one of the reasons I say that is because before everything started to happen, we were already spending, once I took office, we started with this camera system, and it was about $30,000 a year. Well, now it's gone up to $60,000 a year, and every person has a body camera as well as a car camera that faces forward and one also in the back seat of the car. And these video cameras show true life. as it's happening. So
Very accurate.
your brain's going to try to fill in the spots with all these other things that you can't remember, where when you go and you watch the video, it's able to show you exactly what happened and show you that you were able to do the right thing or that you did the right thing. And so
I would challenge any person, even a trained person, to be put in a high stress scenario.
Absolutely.
And then after the fact, remember every single detail about that scenario.
Yep, exactly. No, you don't. And that's one of the things that they even tell you. Witnesses aren't always accurate, because even a witness to a car crash, they looked when they heard the crash. They didn't see what was happening up to the time of the crash. They heard the crash and everybody looked, and then you look up and you say, okay, the light was green when I looked over there, but it could have been red. You know, we don't. So when you look at things and you're trying to recollect that information, it's not always going to be factual, because your brain only remembers certain highlights, and then it fills in all these other spots. Where with the video camera, it shows it true life, and it's actually a good thing. And we're in a time right now where it is very important to have not only audio, because you know that used to be the thing, everybody carried a tape recorder and you can come back in, but now it has to be video, and a jury will rule correctly when they actually see it as though it's happening right now.
Well, and they say that the camera doesn't lie.
Doesn't lie.
That's right.
You know, and we know that there's ways to get around and do things, you know, but with the system that we're with, there's no tampering that can be done with these videos.
It's unedited video.
It's unedited. We get to store those videos for
auto uploaded.
Yeah, auto uploaded. You don't load them. You download them yourself. You don't do anything. Go straight into their cloud, and then it's once it's there for 99 years.
I would imagine even like if they need to extract excerpts of the video for court purposes, there's probably a whole rigmarole on protocols on how to do that without risking editing,
redacting,
malicious stuff.
And you can't and you can't change it once it goes to the cloud. So, but for us, we have a person who does that specifically, and she's great. She has learned this system in a time when it is so necessary to have videos ready upon demand, really, because IPRA requests have quadrupled. You know, the people are coming in wanting copies of their traffic stops, their video. It doesn't matter what it is. They want they want their video.
They want their proof.
Yeah, and so we have 15 days to get it, or we have 15 days to respond and say, look, it's still in an ongoing investigation, or whatever it may be, but we follow the guidelines. We're not going to violate any of that, and I'm telling you, it is so important to see it in real life on these videos. It for not only them, but for the deputies who were involved, because they can come in and say, okay, I now see that I did everything the right way, or whatever might be the case.
A transcript may give you some of the data, but it doesn't give you the emotion. It doesn't set the table, the full scope of what the people involved were hearing, seeing, feeling, where that video
doesn't show what leads up to.
And you know, most transcripts, and I know this because I've been doing this a long time, most transcripts of audio, when they type out audio, and inaudible are the two main things on that thing all the time. You know, inaudible or you hear them say and as you're
so
reading
you're missing
it,
gaps in the story too.
Yeah, so as you're reading the deal, you see this going a whole lot. You know, so we've been really blessed to have a county that supports us as law enforcement, and I see that in the southeastern part of New Mexico more than ever. You know, and during these crazy times, and like I said, the only reason I use crazy is because crime has always been there. None of that's been anything different It's that everything else around it is not normal right now. You know, we just have people who are angry for no reason. You know, well, let me rephrase that. To us, it appears to be no reason.
Sure.
To them and to our people of today, the smallest problem is huge to them.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be anything. And then whenever you're told you're about to lose your job, and we've seen this in the news throughout history, when you take a person's livelihood away, it takes away their belief that they can carry on, and bad things sometimes happen.
Absolutely. When people feel like they're backed into a corner,
yep,
their response is to survive.
That's right.
And the world we live in right now, due to some real stuff, some overhyping and over politicizing a lot of stuff, has made a lot of people feel like if I'm not fighting, you're going to put me in a corner. And so every little thing in their life and is escalate. So though you're seeing, sir, can you put a mask on? And that's the snap.
Yes,
you know, it's like I'm done with it. Yeah. And it's not the mask. It's because before that they're told they don't have their job, they don't have this, they have that, and this is the problem. And everyone's quick to go into that corner, and we need to say, hold on. But we got, and that's the problem, is our mental health is rough right now. And we need that. Yeah, everyone's going to talk about all the problems we have. That's it. Number one's mental health. We got to get that fixed. And the rest will
being
start
shut
working
down
itself
doesn't
out.
help that out at all.
And that's the whole point of don't get rid of the nurses or the doctors, the people who are treating these individuals who actually have been dealing with this virus for such a long time already, and they've been dealing with worse viruses than this, or worse diseases without vaccine, because they've been trained on how to deal with these things.
Sure.
So, you know, we can't get rid of them. We can't. And I'll tell you this right now: Texas is going to scoop up all of our medical personnel. They're going to take them all, and they'll get paid better.
Yeah, and they'll probably take our teachers.
They're going to take everybody
because they're in the same boat there too.
And we have to truly hold on to those that we have, and we have to tell them every day, you know what? Thank you for staying here. Don't abandon us. Don't leave us. And because every one of us at one time or another need a nurse or a doctor.
Yeah.
And we've got to have them. And I'm going to do everything I can to help them and be in the front of that fight if it's necessary to continue to do that. So,
well, we're running short on time, but I would kind of wrap this part saying, folks, keep giving ammunition to our legislators. If your stories, your nurses, healthcare, you're having experiences, get those stories to our legislators so they can use that for bullet statements when they're in Santa Fe doing their best to try to get some of this stuff resolved. So
yep. Well, and one thing too I wanted to say is tomorrow morning we'll be out at the farmers market on the courthouse lawn, and I encourage people to come out and support these individuals that are out there, and it is really a great environment. People are out there, and everyone's talking, and you're getting to buy
and enjoying the day,
getting to buy things you don't see everywhere else. So it's good. So we want to be out there. We're going to be out there tomorrow, and
I think you should bring your grill.
Yeah,
just take
and 1,000
just grab
hot
like
dogs.
some produce and just throw it on the grill.
Throw it on the grill. Well, we have Oys is out there doing that. She's out there cooking, and then you have Hector out there cooking burritos, and so we're out there. And like I said, you don't want me there because I'll be in front of that grill the whole time.
Well,
so that'll be
tell
good.
the restaurants if they need a break.
Yep.
Sheriff will step in and get on grill there.
Yeah, that's right. Well, and also make sure you follow the Chaves County Sheriff's Office Facebook page. And I want to also tell you we have one individual at the academy now, and I just hired on another individual this last week, and we've got people who we're looking at bringing on board here pretty quick. So we're doing very well manpower-wise.
Very good. But if you're interested, go to the county's website.
Absolutely.
You can see all the job descriptions and everything there and apply and maybe start your process of becoming a sheriff's deputy.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We have a couple more spots left.
Yep. So
Awesome.
thank you so much.
Well, thank you guys. Have an awesome weekend.
Thank you, Mike. You too.
See you soon.
Try not to work too hard.
Oh, no.
And we'll see you in person next time.
You
don't
got
have to
it.
look at the big flat
I'm
mic
looking
anymore.
at it right now. I think you need to hang it on the wall behind you. Yeah, just put it up there.
It's kind of eerie just to sit there and stare at it and look at it and have it stared back at
I think you should put it in your employees' offices. Just
Well,
have
if you
just
need it
staring at 'em.
for any Scared Straight programs or even if you just need to keep in the back of a car or something.
Yeah.
Let me know.
The scared straight smile.
Yeah.
All right.
Life of crime will lead you to this.
Yeah. It actually looks like you're in handcuffs in this thing.
It kind of does.
Yeah, so that's all right.
Seen him in handcuffs.
Yeah.
Actually, Sheriff, you were right near me all that night.
Yeah,
that picture
I know.
was taken.
I remember. I was thinking it was going to have the pantyhose you had on. But no.
That half
They cut
mysteriously
that off.
disappeared.
Yes,
I need
good.
to put a few deputies on that investigation there.
All right. Well, have a good day.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mike. Have a great
Appreciate you.
weekend.
We'll see you next time.
Absolutely.
All right, 8:55. Quick break before news. Do not go away.
The massive vehicle elimination event is on now at Roswell Honda. A huge roundup of clean quality pre-owned vehicles marked way down to clear the lot. They need the space, so you get the savings. Like a 2014 Grand Caravan for just $169 a month, a 2010 Honda Pilot for just $159 a month, or a 2014 Chevy Cruze for just $139 a month. And with $2,000 of payment assistance, now is the best time ever to buy. Get a 12-pack for stopping by, a smartwatch with qualified test drive, and Monopoly with every purchase. The massive vehicle elimination event on now at Roswell Honda. 2177 West 2nd.
It's an idea whose time has come. The MTA Mechanics and Tires Mobile Tire Shop. No longer will the drama of auto service ruin your entire day. Instead, MTA Mechanics and Tires will come to you. MTA will install new tires, fix your brakes, or just fix a flat while your vehicle is at work, home, or even the airport. So skip the drama. Call the Mobile Tire Shop at MTA Mechanics and Tires, covering Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia.
The massive vehicle blowout is on now at Roswell Nissan with truckloads of vehicles, virtually every make and model to choose from at liquidation prices. Get a 2018 Altima for just $189 a month, a 2016 Versa for just $149 a month, or an 08 Pathfinder for just $99 a month. Get a 12-pack just for stopping by, a Bluetooth speaker with a qualified test drive, and a Target gift card with purchase. And bring your mailer to play Lucky Lotto to win cold hard cash. Sizzling savings during the massive vehicle blowout on now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
Ladies and gentlemen, So Easy Sewing finally has our most popular sewing machines and sergers back in stock. We have the Zest, our entry-level machine, on sale for $149. We have the Amazing Jazz 2, which boasts a 12-inch throat, on sale for $7.99, and our #1 selling Verve sewing embroidery combo machine on sale for $9.99. All machines include lifetime instruction on the use of the machine. Hurry in to 200 East College Boulevard in Roswell to claim your new machine before they're gone. So Easy Sewing. You've never had it so easy.
Celebrate heroes during Roswell Ford's first annual 9/11 Hometown Heroes Car Show, Saturday, September 11th from 10 to noon at Roswell Ford. Register now at roswellford.com to enter in the car show. Entry is $20 with all proceeds going to benefit local charities. You must have your vehicle set up at Roswell Ford by 8 a.m. on September 11th with your vehicle on display until 1 p.m. Trophies will be awarded to all first-place vehicle finishers in all categories, plus a $1,000 cash prize for the best overall finisher. Deadline to enter is September 6th. Do you know someone who makes a difference at home, at work or school, or in the community? Nominate them for the first ever Hometown Hero Award. Complete and submit your nomination form at roswellford.com. You can nominate anyone to be a hometown hero. One Roswell Ford hometown hero will be selected and honored during the event. Register now for the first annual Roswell Ford Hometown Heroes Car Show, Saturday, September the 11th. This event sponsored by LGS Guns & Ammo, 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, CRM Discount Awards and Sports, and National Furniture Liquidators.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. U-Haul is the world's largest advertiser in the Yellow Pages. Too bad millennials don't know what the Yellow Pages are. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, closing in on at 9 o'clock. Stay tuned next hour. We're going to replay our interview we had with Mayor Dennis Kentai on Monday, talking about mask mandates, all that stuff. Talked about the rally, too. Don't worry about that part. That already happened. But time for some Town Hall news. We'll be back on the other side of Town Hall news. Do not go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5.
No static at all. Your new home for talk radio is KEND Roswell.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. As evacuation flights continue departing the Kabul airport, hard to say exactly how many Americans are left in Afghanistan, but we do know how many have managed to get out so far.
In the past 24 hours, more than 300 American citizens were evacuated from Afghanistan, bringing our updated total to approximately 5,100.
General Hank Taylor at the Pentagon with the update moments ago. Flights have resumed following yesterday's suicide bombings near the airport. It killed more than 100 people, 13 American service members among the victims. As inflation heats up, consumer spending cools down.
The Commerce Department reports consumer spending rose just 0.3% in July, markedly slower than in June when it grew by 1.1%. At the same time, the prices consumers paid were 4.2% higher than July of last year, the biggest rise in inflation since 1991. But incomes rose a solid 1.1% in July, reflecting in part the strong job gains seen last month. Overall, the report offers the clearest signal yet that the surge in the Delta variant of the coronavirus is having an impact on consumer spending, which is the driving force in the economy. Ben Thomas, Washington.
Coastal Louisiana, Alabama, and Mississippi all under hurricane and storm surge watches as Tropical Storm Ida continues to bulk up out in the Gulf of Mexico.
Somewhere within that area, we could see hurricane-force winds as we get later into the weekend, especially by late Sunday. And then also storm surge. We're worried about a life-threatening storm surge that would be inundating areas that aren't normally underwater. And so if people stay in those areas, it could be very dangerous and could take their lives.
The National Hurricane Center's Robbie Berg. On Wall Street, stocks higher. The Dow up 247 points, NASDAQ ahead 150, and the S&P is up 35 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Pushing Lawson back, landing blows, Lawson returns, blue ball, a big shot.
You're out of your mind if you think this family can pick you up every time you fall.
A struggling father must fight for what matters most.
Dylan Wright came in this morning. He wants to fight you.
With his faith against the ropes.
This is your opportunity to get back on your feet.
Witness this story of redemption.
You gotta know who it is you're fighting for. That's the fight, Bo.
I can't believe I'm saying it, that Bo Lawson can go 10 years without a competitive fight, and here he is going toe-to-toe with the world champion. No one expected this out of him.
A Father's Fight, now streaming on Salem Now. Look for Salem Now in the App Store or at salemnow.com.
Turkey's president says his government is in talks with the Taliban about helping to run the Kabul airport following the departure of international forces in less than a week.
President Erdogan says Turkish officials held talks with the Taliban for 3.5 hours, suggesting the group is open to Turkey continuing to run the airport, but crucially with the Taliban in charge of its security. The question of how Kabul airport is run and secured is crucial for the country's future. The US has already said it must function for Afghanistan to have some semblance of a relationship with the world. Turkey is a member of NATO and has been part of the alliance's forces in the country. It has secured the airport for the last 6 years.
That's a BBC's Tom Bateman. Tropical storm Nora expected to brush along past Mexico's Pacific coast as a hurricane over the weekend, ahead of a possible strike on resorts at the tip of the Baja California Peninsula. Breaking news and analysis, townhall.com. Several individuals arrested on charges of plotting to deceive banks into processing more than $150 million in credit and debit card payments on behalf of merchants involved in prohibited and high-risk businesses.
The three were executives at Allied Wallet, a payment processing company headquartered in Los Angeles that served merchants doing business over the internet. Investigators said the defendants allegedly created shell companies. They designed fake websites that purported to sell low-risk retail and home goods and misrepresented the true nature of the transactions.
That's correspondent Jeremy House. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell says a central bank will start dialing back its ultra-low rate policies this year as long as hiring continues to improve. It signals the beginning of the end of the Fed's extraordinary response to the pandemic-induced recession. Let's get on Wall Street this hour. Stocks sharply higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
Mike?
There it goes.
Hey,
Sorry about
Mike.
that. I lost my chair to a cat, so it threw me off.
It's been a weeks-long battle for you, hadn't it?
Well, I got up for a minute, and the cat was hollering, wanting attention. And I gave her some, and then she jumped up my chair, and it's just kind of taken over.
You know what it is? For 2 weeks, for 2 weeks now, you guys have been there.
This is true.
Yeah, I know. I'm stating the obvious, but my point is, you guys leave. You know, Kim goes to work, you go to work, you guys go about your business, you go out, you do things, you leave. When you leave, that house is all the cat's domain.
It's true.
Right now, you're impeding on their domain.
Yeah, well, they would say that at all aspects.
Yeah, you're cutting in on their time. They're like, usually mom and dad are here and they love us for a minute and then they go about their business. But now, we ain't got no time to, just hide in the corner and lick ourselves a little bit, sniff around, try to find stuff, leave a lizard on the front porch as a gift. We can't do any of that stuff because mom and dad are constantly here, or at least dad is. I wish dad would get a life. God.
Yep. She's pretty close to me. You got a hunk of the day. The cat did. Hannah does.
I thought you said that they were staying close to you, the hunk of the day. It's like, oh, dang, you're giving yourself a title now.
That's right.
They're just going to throw like a big old hooker and coke party when you guys are when you're at the remote tomorrow, right?
If I was a cheese company, that would be my Instagram deal. Hunk of the day.
Hunk of the day.
A piece of Gouda.
Just a piece of cheese, clearly broken off of a larger chunk of cheese.
That's right.
Got the chunk, like the break marks on the side.
Hunk of the day.
Hunk of the day. Dig it.
Today we're going with Swiss.
Speaking of hunk of the day, I saw on Facebook today that the mail review that's come to town is they officially made it safely to Roswell.
Oh, that's reassuring.
Isn't it?
We had one coming?
Yeah, well.
Or one's here?
Phrasing. Put it this way, packages have arrived.
Are they wearing masks?
No. No, they were not. There's just a bunch of dudes standing in front of the Roswell sign.
So many abs, huh?
Just, I didn't even know you could have a 7-pack. You guys are like out there discovering abs we never even knew existed back in the 90s.
I think they stole a few from the black ab market.
Ah, right. They're shopping on blackabb.org.
People in bathtubs with the liver, except they're missing abs. I got 32 abs.
It wasn't enough to stop at the oblique muscles, the side muscles that work as an arrow. It wasn't enough to stop at those muscles. No, you guys had to find abs that we never even knew existed. What kind of crunches are you doing to get those abs?
Yeah.
The deepest of crunches.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, they just put lotion on them or oil.
At the end of the day, that's when they work. That's when they make their money. It was most of the time at the end of the day.
Well,
you never want to
I'm
be.
going to miss that this weekend.
You never want to be the midday worker at the mail review, the 3 a.m. or 3 p.m. on a Tuesday.
It's like DJs.
Yeah, you walk in, it's just some dude with a 5 o'clock shadow and a gut. Like, what do you want? Yeah, I'll take it all for you. Here you go. You like that?
I'll take salami as a tip.
By the way, Andrea checked in last hour and was pointing out that she does not need to know about things that we have rubbed our taint on. Which is why I told her she should probably not listen to my podcast. Stuff I've tainted.
I think my ears are tainted.
A little bit now. I just had to get that line out. Sorry.
It's good, though.
Yeah.
We have a serious interview
Yes.
this hour.
Yes, we do.
Mayor Dennis Kenta. He
It's a long
joined
one,
us
too.
Monday. Gave the official stance on the city, on the masks and all that. But just talked about, city stuff and what they're dealing with. So we're going to play that for you. We do talk a little bit about the Tuesday
the rally,
healthcare rally.
Yeah,
but that's already happened. So they had a good turnout,
ignore
by the way.
that part. But yeah, the rest
of it's
pertinent
fine.
info. Sure.
Yeah. McDonald's
Yes.
is a savior.
Boy,
they
hard.
are a godsend.
They really are.
They are purveyors of happiness.
They hit me right in the tummy with happy this morning.
They do. I cannot enjoy it at this moment. I'm going to have to wait.
I was talking to Tanner. He's like, I'm going to get Modesto eventually. He's like, eventually I'm going to get him to accept breakfast. But I told him the way you do it.
No.
Yeah, he keeps saying no. The way you do it is you just take it down and just set it right in front of his door. Just
There
like a
you go.
hotcakes and sausage as he rolls
right.
that big cart, in the door.
Can't run away from that.
That's right. Somebody brings me, random McDonald's to my doorstep.
I mean, the man's been busy cleaning and everything, and he's working hard, and he's probably seen and smelled things that he doesn't want to see and smell.
Yeah.
And McDonald's can be that beacon of light in that sea of stank.
He has seen and smelled things that try men's souls.
There you go.
But no, you too can enjoy your McDonald's at either of the 2 locations right here in Roswell, one in Artesia, one in Carlsbad. Of course, you can order on the app, save yourself a ton of extra money. You can use that app even when you're going through the drive-thru or in the checkout aisle or the kiosk to get those savings, even if you're paying cash. It's a handy-dandy thing to have, so download that app and save. And by the way, McDonald's is hiring for all locations, including the upcoming South Main location, which, by the way, Mike, I drove by a couple days ago. I can confirm there's a play place on that bad boy.
Oh, good.
It's a big one, too. It looks like one of those like 2-story jobbers, kind of like the downtown one.
Nice.
But they're going to be hiring.
So I haven't been by in a while. Last I looked, it was still a foundation, so it's walls and stuff.
They got the walls up and the shape of the plywood shape of the building now. At last I saw.
Oh, good.
Things are on the way up. But they're going to be hiring for all positions at that McDonald's as well as other McDonald's in the area. So if you're looking to start a career in the right direction, start one off today at mchire.com. That's mchire.com.
Yeah. Sorry, I had a cat. Got a little overstimulated. I don't know if you could hear her yelling.
Oh, was that your cat?
Yeah, the cat was yelling.
Wasn't sure what that was. I thought there was something going off in the background there.
No, the
Mike's
cat's
making tea.
The cat is a tortoiseshell. She's bipolar, and she gets loving 1 minute, and then she gets overstimulated and wants to bite you, and gets all nasty. So
actually, I have it on good authority. The reason that is, you hit her
the breed of cat.
You hit it could be the breed of cat, but according to what Crystal was telling me, you hit her button. Every cat regardless of breed, has a spot where it goes from petting and playing to I'm going to rip your face off real quick.
Yeah.
For my cat, it's the base of where the tail meets his butt. It's like
that's where most of them are.
Yeah, like right there at the base of the tail, on the top side. America, on the top side.
Yes.
I'd get mad too if somebody touched me there. I'd probably scratch
it would be on your body. Right where they put the tramp stamp.
I was just going to say the tramp stamp spot. Exactly. Nailed it. Right where the old vestigial tail is.
Exactly.
There you go.
All right. It is 9:14. How long's our interview?
It's 30 minutes, so we need to get to it quick. But let me tell you something, Mike. If you are looking to up your protection game, well, Zia Guns USA right here in Roswell has 22 caliber Rossi rifles in stock now for just $149 while supplies last. Zia Guns USA is a full-line Tacticam dealer. That means the same ones that you see on hunting shows worldwide could be on your next hunt. They also have a huge shipment of knives by brands like Case and Benchmade waiting for you today at Zia Guns USA. Also waiting for you is cash. A lot of it. They want to buy your guns. They've got cash on hand. You can walk away with cash today. They also stock a full line of Black Rifle coffee for the coffee drinker in your life. And for the man who wants to smell more like a man, they've got the whole line of Dr. Squatch soap. In fact, the only authorized Dr. Squatch retailer in our region. Stop by locally owned Zia Guns USA at 1907 North Main right here in Roswell, the only gun store to be open on Sundays but closed on Saturdays because they spend Saturdays with their family. You should too.
Sweet. Yeah, I just fixed the commercial break. There was a commercial faux pas that I just fixed.
Hate when that happens.
Yeah. All right, it is 9:15. Let us get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty dry weekend coming up, and temperatures will stay on the warm side. We're expecting low to mid-90s today, a little bit breezy, especially in the afternoon, and we should get plenty of sunshine. Overnight looks clear with our lows in the upper 60s, and then low 90s through the day tomorrow and sunny. Partly cloudy Saturday night, low 90s, and sunny again on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Oh, sorry, I was doing something else. Me and my bad multitasking skills. Currently 78 here in Roswell. Humidity is at 54% with winds out of the south at 9 miles per hour. Sunny and 93 for today with south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. Overnight low 68. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. For you Saturday, sunny. High of 93 expected. Winds out of the south, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday night, mostly clear. Overnight low 69 degrees. South winds, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday, mostly sunny, 91. South winds, 5 to 10. There is a 20% chance of showers Sunday night. The sweet spot, 7 p.m. and 1 a.m. in that little window there. Partly cloudy otherwise with an overnight low of 68. And then looks like next week, Monday, low 90s, mid 90s for Tuesday and Wednesday, low 90s with a chance of rain on Thursday, 20%. So we'll see. All right, it is 17 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're going to take a commercial break. And then our interview we had earlier this week with Mayor Dennis Kentai. Do not go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
We serve all New Mexico. If you think it's hard to take out a home loan, those rumors are wrong. It's not true. Contact Loan Officer Elliot Rodriguez, MLS number 41002 at CMG Financial, phone number 719-237-4680. At CMG Financial, we can help. Experience extraordinary with CMG Financial. Every customer, every time. No exceptions, no excuses. CMG Financial is a registered trade name of CMG Mortgage Incorporated, MLS 1820. CMG Mortgage Incorporated is equal opportunity lender. To verify complete list of the state's license, visit www.mlsconsumersaccess.org.
Equal fair housing is the right for everyone to have access to all housing opportunities without discrimination based on race, religion, national origin, sex, color, familial status, or disability.
Ah, there's nothing like a good night's sleep. But if your old, worn-out mattress is keeping you up at night, then hurry to Glenn's Furniture and change your life. Glenn's carries Serta, the finest mattress in the world. Whether you prefer a traditional inner spring, a modern memory foam, or a hybrid that combines the best of both, Glenn's has the right size and right firmness in stock, specially priced and ready for free delivery. So don't lay awake another night. Head for Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda, making sweet dreams since 1953.
The massive vehicle elimination event is on now at Roswell Honda. A huge roundup of clean, quality pre-owned vehicles marked way down to clear the lot. They need the space, so you get the savings. Like a 2014 Grand Caravan for just $169 a month, a 2010 Honda Pilot for just $159 a month, or a 2014 Chevy Cruze for just $139 a month. And with $2,000 of payment assistance, now is the best time ever to buy. Get a 12-pack for stopping by, a smartwatch with qualified test drive, and Monopoly with every purchase. The massive vehicle elimination event on now at Roswell Honda. 2177 West 2nd.
Martine's Capital Cafe in Roswell offers authentic and highly rated New Mexico food. Explore their amazing menu featuring huevos rancheros or asado with eggs or their green chili stew. And you can't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger, all made from scratch using their finest and freshest ingredients. Open for carryout with curbside delivery or limited dine-in. Just call ahead 624-2111. Martine's Capital Cafe, always pleasing the most refined palate. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th in Roswell.
College football is back on the High Plains. You don't want to miss out on your Eastern New Mexico University Greyhounds' return to the gridiron as they welcome 6 home opponents this fall. The home schedule features the Wagon Wheel rivalry game versus West Texas A&M, our annual homecoming game, and the home opener on September 2nd versus Central Washington. Season tickets are now available for as low as $25 per person. Call 575-562-2153 or visit goeasternathletics.com for more information. ENMU Greyhound Football, all in.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin & Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin & Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin & Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
When you think of home health care here in Roswell, what's the first thing that pops into your head? That's right, Frontier Medical. We've been doing it better than anyone else for over 20 years. From in-home nursing to physical therapy and so much more. Doctors and hospitals from Albuquerque to Lubbock and everywhere in between have been trusting their patients to us here at Frontier Medical. So when it's time to make a choice, remember Frontier Medical. 575-627-1112. Frontier Medical. Name to remember.
Up your spotting game with the help of Zia Guns USA in Roswell. Zia Guns USA is now an authorized full-line Tacticam dealer. The same scopes, cameras, and spotting equipment that the big boys use on TV. So now you can capture your hunt like never before. Zia Guns USA in Roswell also has a new shipment of knives by Benchmade and Case. Come check out the amazing selection for yourself. Take your hunt to the next level with Zia Guns USA in Roswell. Closed on Saturdays but open on Sundays at 1907 North Main in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Turtles can breathe through their butts. We imagine you know some people who do that too, because that's where their heads reside. Here's Mike Winters.
Joining us in studio this morning, Mayor for the City of Roswell, Mayor Dennis Kentai with us. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, and I'm staring at your happy face here.
Yeah. I'm sorry if it's frightening.
It is. Matter of fact, it's very frightening. But hey, you know, you got to remember what I used to do for a living. You know, be tough. Oh, look at this. It's really, this is classy. This is classy. They got the microphone all set up and everything.
Well, hopefully they, because I think they want to take it out to the Legacy Run tomorrow. As long as they keep it away from children. I think children might be scared of it.
Yeah,
but,
I think that's a good point.
Well, how are you today?
I'm actually pretty good. Obviously, much better than you. Sorry about you coming down with some crud.
Well,
but
thank you. Yeah,
thanks for having me on.
Well, it is what it is. Just a cold. We're dealing with it. But thanks for coming on. Thanks for chatting. And I know this isn't the most ideal, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird with me with headphones on too. It's like this looks kind of like, you know, something out of a creepy kids movie or whatever with the earmuffs.
Now you're gonna have headphone head for the rest of the.
Well, yeah, like but I barely have hair, so it's not a big deal.
Me either, but it finds the ones and sticks them up.
This is true.
Well,
so
let's where do you want to start?
Well, let's start with Thursday morning. I got a text message from a healthcare professional, and my phone and my life has been blowing up ever since. Turns out Wednesday afternoon, the governor issued an additional public health order. We know about much of this. It has to do with masks and et cetera, et cetera.
Sure.
But one of the really critical parts of this whole order is that if you are in a medical field, if you like working on a doctor's office or a hospital or stuff like that, you have to be vaccinated by August 27th or terminated.
Yeah.
So this is blowing up down here. Now, it's really an interesting dynamic. A day hasn't gone by that I haven't talked to a healthcare professional on this matter. And, I mean, literally, yesterday included. So here's the challenge we're facing. And I have to tread carefully here because some of these folks are sharing with me, and they don't need to be out in the public name, getting their names out in the public. But these are all professionals in the healthcare industry. And the problem is there's a significant number of individuals who have not been vaccinated at either of our two hospitals. Mm-hmm. What those actual numbers are vary from day to day, but the potential exists to severely impact healthcare in this community. And it's not just Roswell. It's all of southeast New Mexico is having this problem.
Well, this is the part that gets me. And okay, if you have, and I'm one of these people, zero medical knowledge. I'm not, I know what is common knowledge, but, I'm certainly no healthcare expert. I do know this. I know that there is a massive shortage of people in the healthcare industry, and that was before COVID. And certainly now that we're full into this COVID deal, it's even worse. So I'm just saying, wouldn't it be common sense that the more thing we need is more healthcare workers, not less? And the last thing we want to do is terminate perfectly good healthcare workers because they refuse to comply with a mandate, even though their knowledge is the same, their skill set's the same. Everything we need from them right now is the same. And you want to help us get better, but you're going to take away able-bodied people that can help people with this because they don't want to get a vaccine. Does that make sense to anybody?
Absolutely not. And you've nailed it. A year ago, 9 months ago, 6 months ago, all these individuals were hailed as heroes, and as they rightly are. These are the people who have gone out and put themselves on the front line of care for those who are sick with COVID or other diseases or other conditions. These are the people providing care and treatment. And it's been impressive what they've done, sometimes under very difficult situations. These individuals are willing to continue to serve this community and the other communities in southeast New Mexico. They're not quitting. They are prepared to keep at it and keep working. But this governor and her cronies, because she cannot do this by herself. She's got her little team of advisors and supporters, the people, some even in this community, who will support this endeavor that will, adversely impact healthcare. And I'm not trying to overreact here. We truly don't know the full impact, and we still don't know exactly how this is going to be implemented.
Sure.
The one thing I will encourage everybody who falls into this category, who is in the healthcare, their job is exposed here. They haven't gotten vaccinated for whatever reason. I'm an advocate for the vaccine. We've talked about this. I believe in the Trump vaccines. Mm-hmm. I've gotten them. My wife's gotten them. 2 of my 3 daughters have gotten them. Okay, so I'm an advocate and supporter of the Trump vaccine. That being said, I don't believe in forcing people. So my strong request, and that's all this is, because I don't get to tell anybody what to do. My request is that you do not quit. Make them fire you, and then put up a battle. You are needed. You healthcare worker are needed in this community. You are valued by this mayor and an incredible percentage of the people around you. Please, please do not give up on us. Please, please stay in there and fight for your jobs. Don't let them push you out. Don't let this governor destroy health care in southeast New Mexico.
Just curious and just spitballing, just kind of, because obviously this mandate that came down also did the same thing to our educational folks, making them get it or get tested, everything, and all this. Are there? I know the teachers have their NEA and all that, and I imagine they're probably not for this, but it's the NEA. So, is there any healthcare? I guess, for lack of a better term, just support the like your unionized type stuff for them, or are going to fight for them, or is there any of that exists?
There
or is it all on their own?
There are some unionized hospitals not down here. I think it's St. Vincent up in Santa Fe that has at least one union. There may be some service people who are unionized, but I'm not sure about that. Now, there is a hospital association. This is where it gets rather interesting and kind of addresses the full spectrum of New Mexico. There are some portions of the state where the medical personnel have almost completely gotten vaccinated, as well as the support staff. And we need both. Understand this. You can't have a successful hospital without housekeeping. And, of course, you cannot have a successful hospital with just housekeeping and no medical staff. It's a team, and they all have to be there. So, that being said, there are places in New Mexico that they don't have pushback on this.
Gotcha.
And as a result, I am told that the Hospital Association, which is exactly that, an association of all the hospitals throughout New Mexico, is treading very carefully in this area. They are just not prepared to go put their neck out because they're regulated by the state. They're inspected by the state. State Department of Health controls much of what they do. So the concern is that we don't want to upset the governor and her cronies any more than they already have.
I can't imagine.
Mind-boggling.
I can't imagine her having any kind, because I know what's going to happen is, the hospital's going to no, I need these people. We're going to keep them. And she's going to do some kind of sanction on the hospitals that don't fire people that aren't vaccinated. I can't imagine if that goes to court, that's going to win. It's a weird world. So the governor's been winning a lot of these, but at what point are you like, this is just blatant constitutional violations here. This isn't even like skirting the line. This is straight up just jumping over it.
Well, you're right. This is. And I would argue this is a failure of the judiciary in the state of New Mexico, which is, don't get me started on that one. We can do another 6 shows just on that. And the failure of judiciary and the Democrat-dominated legislature, and I'm picking on the party here, there are, maybe that's not fair. Maybe it's better we say the progressive or the ultra-progressives that dominate the legislature. Because when I was up there, the Democrat Party was more of a spectrum. In other words, you had some more traditional, what we'd call conservative Democrats, and then you still had your hardcore progressive ultra liberals. And the ultra liberals have really taken over that whole party, and they have a commanding domination in the whole state. Now, what I've been working on is trying to get some attention through some contacts I have up in Santa Fe and Albuquerque to the governor's office to explain that this is a serious problem, that we are looking at actually impacting the ability to provide health care. Let me read, if I may, just one little bit of a letter that was written by a doctor here, an MD, working at one of our hospitals. And he's writing to the staff, and I'll leave the doctor's name out of it at this time, but it says, your employees were hailed as heroes for most of last year for showing up to work and taking care of patients during this pandemic. Now the governor is trying to vilify these same people as they make a personal decision to not take a vaccine which has been around for less than a year and for which there is no long-term safety data. An argument could be made to make the vaccine mandatory if it was extremely effective at preventing transmission to patients. However, this is no longer even true with the current Delta variant. The hospitals in this state are already struggling to have enough staff to cover all the physical hospital beds that we have, and there will be nurses who choose not to be vaccinated and will no longer be allowed to come to work. These same nurses, whom the governor is forcing to quit, would be happy to show up and care for patients, which is what these professionals enjoy doing and are well trained to do. I wanted to quote the doc, because he says it so much better than I could. It is, Mike. This is mind-boggling. I almost feel like we're in the twilight zone, because if we're having a surge with COVID patients, why are we trying to decimate the healthcare professionals who would deal with it?
You know, that I could see this turning, if this keeps going down this path, it's going to turn into, like, you're going to have underground doctor clinics and things. You know what I mean? It's going to turn into, like, black market healthcare because they can't work technically, but they have the knowledge and know-how, and these people are like, well, I can help. I'm going to help, you know, and this is stupid. And it's like,
yes,
all of this because we want to help. I mean, it's, to me, I look at this and like, this is where the common sense has gone out the window. It's
exactly.
Like, look, we've got a problem here. We need these people. You're going to not let them help people because for whatever reason they choose not to have a vaccine. I mean, come on.
And these are individuals who are on the front lines, and they literally can make the choice themselves. And for whatever reason, once again, I'm repeating myself, but I think it's well worth it. I am an advocate for the vaccine. I believe in it, and in fact, this physician who wrote this is vaccinated. Mm-hmm. I discussed it with another physician over the weekend who has not been vaccinated for whatever reason. He's chosen not to do it, and is facing the potential of being terminated. It is just crazy what this governor and her cronies, and I keep saying that because she cannot function by herself. She has to have enablers, and her enablers are in the legislature, in the judiciary, and within her political party. They help her by basically protecting her from the adverse consequences of her bad choices.
Well, hopefully, I know this is, I feel like I'm yelling into the wind, but you hope at some point there's going to be enough people that are just like fed up and decide to stand up and fight for this, and I hope this is the catalyst that changes that and says, you know what, look, we'll wear the mask, we're doing the things, but to fire qualified people that we really need right now,
yes,
in a frontline situation, that's like saying our soldiers didn't get the vaccine, so we're going to pull them out of the front line despite the enemy, knocking at the walls here. But because they're not vaccinated, we're going to put them inside, and we're just going to – it just doesn't make sense.
Doesn't.
This is really common sense 101 here, and it goes against it.
Now, tomorrow I know you're going to have State Representative Greg Nybert come by and talk about it. We're doing a rally tomorrow at 10 o'clock. It's a press conference rally on the courthouse steps. Local legislators, local elected officials. We'd love to have any healthcare professionals who feel strongly about this to show up and just be there. They don't necessarily need to speak, but go ahead and show up in your white coats if you got them. But the point being that you shouldn't have to beg to keep your job in healthcare here in Southeast New Mexico. You're desperately needed, and it's just mind-boggling at what the governor is doing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's past the shake your head, I can't believe this. This is like, now you're doing something. You're like, all right, people. I mean, everything she's done's had this, but this is just grossly bad.
And it's interesting. We were out over the weekend doing some shopping, and The mask mandate kicked in Friday, and I'm just not seeing the overwhelming embracing of the renewed mask mandate. And some people are wearing masks, and my attitude is that's fine. If that makes you feel comfortable, go right ahead. But there are people in stores, lots of them, that do not wear masks and have chosen not to. And the good news is I've not heard of any incidents. And so one of the other things I'm going to beg people to do is let's respect each other here. This is Roswell. We're from all over the universe. Nah, just kidding. But let's respect each other. If you feel you don't have to wear a mask and don't need to wear a mask, that's okay. But don't chew on somebody who has one. Don't get in their face. Don't give them a hard time. Just respect them and keep the distance. Conversely, if you feel like you need to wear a mask and you see somebody who doesn't have one, keep your distance. If it makes you really uncomfortable, you can leave the premises.
We don't really know everyone's situation.
No.
And so for you to see someone wearing or not wearing, and you have your thoughts and things, but you don't know that they might have a situation going on or not going on, and they're doing what's best for their family as you are for yours. And if we can all respect that, may agree, disagree, that's fine. But we can. This is how we survive. This is how we did these things for a long time now. But you move on and go about your day, and this is no different. This is no different. You got to do what you got to do to protect yourself. Some people are this is deadly. Some, it's a cold.
Yes.
It's just, it is what it is, and people need to act accordingly.
Well, one of the interesting dynamics, too, is, it's obvious that COVID is never going to go away. COVID is going to be with us forever. It's just like the flu virus. The flu virus mutates from year to year, multifaceted, and that is something we have learned to live with. And we're going to have to be able to function as a society with COVID. Now, let's take the city as an example. And I raised some eyebrows the other day when I made the announcement that we will, as a city, we're not requiring our city employees to be vaccinated. That's their choice. We are not mandating that they wear masks. That's their choice. We have the signs up encouraging people to wear a mask when they come into city buildings. We have those cloth disposable masks, paper disposable masks available if they want one. But we are not denying service to anyone. In other words, if you come in because you need to have a discussion about your water bill, or you need a building permit, or you need to report a vehicle burglary, you're not going to be turned away if you don't have a mask on. We need to make sure that we continue to serve this community. And here's another thing. Municipal services are different from state. We are on the front line of services. We have, the state doesn't provide a water system. The city does. The state doesn't provide a garbage collection. The city does. The state doesn't repair the streets. The state doesn't respond to the 911 call, except some places up in northern New Mexico. But where I'm going with this is these are our city employees who are in this, and they are showing up for work. They are not trying to remotely work, and they are providing the services this community needs. And hats off to these folks for doing a great job.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I agree with you. I mean, yes, as a government, I don't care, federal, state, local, whatever. Yes, encourage people to wear a mask, encourage people to get the shot, encourage people to social distance, but mandating, you can't do that. It's slippery slope. It goes against every fabric of what our Constitution's written on and what this country's established on.
Now,
and
the other interesting thing,
that thing. I'm sorry, go.
I was going to say, one of the other interesting things is the shifting in what's happening with the schools. Now, I was meeting with the superintendent, Brian Luck, on Friday morning. I'm not going to attempt to explain what the new standards are. That's really not my role, but there's been a shift in how that's handled. Some of the schools are opening up again, and there's going to be different standards for for closing them. But in many ways, this strikes me as similar to when she shut down grocery stores. If you remember that, there was these groceries. This was last winter, and we had people standing outside in the cold, waiting to go into like Farmers and Walmart. Sam's was closed, Albertsons was closed, and this was a real problem because you could only have 75 people in, supposedly for their health, but you could stand out in the cold, and that was okay.
Right.
And this is an example of the same bad thinking and bad policy that this governor and her cronies, and I keep saying it that way, and I will continue, can have imposed on us.
Well, it's almost like the with COVID, the ideology is always to go nuclear first. Like they're like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, you're right. It's like, oh my gosh.
And it's like, why? We don't have to, because, and like you said, they went nuclear with the grocery stores. They're going nuclear here, and then they have to back it off because they're like, oh, this doesn't work. And
yeah,
just some planning. Come on, think.
Yeah, exactly. And it's you're right. It's mind-boggling what they've done and how they've implemented these draconian measures that they ultimately have to back off. You would like to see them think a little more rationally up in Santa Fe. And candidly, I'd like to see the judiciary step up. And I keep coming back to this one, too. But we have the statewide judiciary has just abdicated its role of protecting the rights of the citizens. They refuse to do their job, and they have kowtowed to this absolute dictator.
Right. Well, and this is New Mexico. The problem that's been New Mexico is a problem for a long time is we're a state that our checks and balances have been so out of skewed for so long that now that we're in a real pickle, the checks and balances aren't there to work.
No. And it's I don't know. So I feel like I'm starting to repeat myself here, which you're supposed to do.
I feel like I do that all the time.
Yeah, but very distressing, very distressing. So once again, so the listening folks can understand, encourage, support, say a kind word to your healthcare providers if you run across them today. These are folks being squeezed. If they've gotten the vaccine, they should be okay as far as the governor goes, but they still have to deal with the workload. So I want to do a shout out to all of our healthcare providers, vaccinated or not. Thank you for what you do. You're an incredible service to this community, and this mayor is very much appreciative of what you do. Those who have chosen not to take the vaccine, I encourage you to stand firm. Do not let them bully you into quitting. Make them fire you if that's what they're going to do, and then fight back in the courts as best you can. Hopefully you'll get support. I know there's some talk of some litigation out there, but we don't know exactly what that looks like. So hang in there. Know that you're appreciated and you're valued. You're supported. It doesn't sound like much, and in the ultimate scheme of things, it's really not much. But it's the best we can do at this point.
Absolutely. Come out tomorrow for the press conference. Again, that's on the courthouse lawn at 10 o'clock, right?
Yes, sir.
So come out for that. Also, and we'll talk, like you said, we'll talk with Greg and Candy and some of our state reps tomorrow. I believe in the 8 o'clock, but don't quote me on that.
I think that's right.
Yeah, I think you're right too. And we'll talk more about this with them tomorrow. But if you've got unique situations with your healthcare worker, share those stories with our representatives.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're going to need all the ammo they can in the roundhouse to do any kind of legislation against this. So let them know. Tell them your stories. Give them that ammo to help them fight in Santa Fe.
Exactly, and that's you've nailed it. We've got to stand together on this. We've got to stand firm on this. We've got to keep the level of health care up as best we can in this community and in all of southeast New Mexico. I haven't even touched on the word I'm hearing about Carlsbad and Lee County. One of the sad realities is the providers in Lee County are just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Lubbock or any of the other major cities there in Texas, in West Texas, and they can easily go ahead and get that job. Another thing that was pointed out to me is that the unvaccinated healthcare providers in this state, if they lose the job here, they can become traveling providers, and those folks get paid very well. I mean, it's a drag to go out and travel, but to do that, you would go elsewhere, and you would get paid for a while to be remote, and then come back.
It's good money for them.
Yeah, it is good money. The sad thing is, on the flip side, for our facilities here, the hospitals, you'd have to do the opposite. In other words, we're going to have to bring in vaccinated healthcare providers, and that costs more. Rather than employ the ones that live right here down the street, you'd have to bring in the outside ones, and that becomes a nightmare. I've been told that at least one contract provider has decided to not return to one of our 2 hospitals from a reliable source, and we don't know what other individuals who are traveling will do the same.
Yeah, it's scary, and this is government action.
Misgovernment. It's like things like this kind of upset me because it gives politicians a bad name.
It's the common sense factor, and it just doesn't. It's hard for people, and I'm sure in some convoluted way it makes sense to somebody. I just don't know who or how. So.
That's the trick. What were they thinking? What were they thinking when they came up with this? I mean,
exactly.
We educators, you have educators who get the vaccine or you get tested. So I think it's weekly now. You go in, you get your little swab or whatnot. You do it every week. Mm-hmm. And there's other areas where you either get vaccinated or you go ahead and get tested regularly. But the healthcare providers, arguably the most critical ones that we have in this whole system, are the ones being dealt with so severely.
Absolutely. Well, we better wrap things up. Mayor, as always, I do appreciate the visit.
Oh, absolutely, Mike. Thank you for making time.
Anytime. And I'm sure the way the world's going right now, we'll probably see a lot more of you over the coming weeks here as these things unfold.
Yeah, we'll see what we're at. We'll see where we're at in a week, because that'll be after this. After this is done, we'll be. It'll be an interesting dynamic, to say the least.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you, sir. We'll see you next time.
All right.
And, stay healthy.
Yeah, you do this. Get back there.
I think the way the course is going, 1 week from today, I should be back in the studio.
Oh, cool.
So,
all right. All right.
So,
well,
awesome. Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
See you next time.
Right.
So,
well,
awesome. Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
See you next time. All right.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty dry weekend coming up, and temperatures will stay on the warm side. We're expecting low to mid-90s today. A little bit breezy, especially in the afternoon, and we should get plenty of sunshine. Overnight looks clear with our lows in the upper 60s, and then low 90s through the day tomorrow and sunny. Partly cloudy Saturday night, low 90s, and sunny again on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
I believe that God owns everything. He's the source of our wealth, of our talents, and really of every moment in our lives. We may not take credit for anything we have, because whatever we have has been entrusted to us by God to be used cheerfully and generously to serve Him. God wants us to be content with what we have, knowing that He'll provide everything we need for each day. He asks that we use our money wisely, recognizing that it belongs to Him and that someday we'll have to give an account to how we spent it. As a token of our gratitude, He expects us to give a portion of all that we've received to be used in His kingdom. We must use God's gifts to serve others, not for our own glory, but for His. God has also given each of us certain abilities to use, not with a sense of pride, but with gratitude and dedication. As stewards of each moment of time, God calls us to use even that time wisely, making the most of every opportunity to live for Him.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Good morning, honey. Hey, I have to pick up the kids from school this afternoon. Can you call...
A home invasion can happen anytime, even when you're at home. Protect your home and the ones you love with whole home security from Zenith Security. The security experts at Zenith Security can monitor your whole home 24/7. So they're ready whether you're there or not. Call Zenith Security Services LLC at 626-3521. That's 626-3521 and get whole home security with Zenith Security Services LLC.
College football is back on the High Plains. You don't want to miss out on your Eastern New Mexico University Greyhounds' return to the gridiron as they welcome 6 home opponents this fall. The home schedule features the Wagon Wheel rivalry game versus West Texas A&M, our annual homecoming game, and the home opener on September 2nd versus Central Washington. Season tickets are now available for as low as $25 per person. Call 575-562-2153 or visit goeasternathletics.com for more information. ENMU Greyhound football all in.
The High Caliber Summer Sale is on now at LGS Guns and Ammo. Now through Labor Day weekend, save big on guns, ammo, and everything you need. From brands like Glock, Ruger, Springfield, Smith & Wesson, Mossberg, and more. Plus, massive savings on ammo, targets, magazines, optics, and knives, and a great selection of Springfield St. Edge rifles. The High Caliber Summer Sale on now at LGS Guns and Ammo, Southeastern New Mexico's authority for guns and ammunition in Hobbs or Roswell, and at lgsguns.com.
You're invited to the 15th Annual Ag Invitational Golf Tournament, happening September 2nd through the 4th at the Artesia Country Club Golf Course. Proceeds raised will benefit the Eddy County, Chaves County, and Eastern New Mexico State Fair Junior Livestock Sales. Sponsorship at this year's event includes over $12,000 in prizes, plus closest to the pin, door prizes, free drinks and food, and player and sponsor gifts. Call Juan Jimenez for more information and to sign up, 575-746-6732. Presented by First American Bank, Schooler Purina, DBS Commodities, CVE, Royal Services, and Pecos Valley Equipment.
This is Dallas Cowboys football 2021.
Prescott in the gun, they blitz.
Only heard here.
Deep ball by Prescott, man, all alone at the goal line. CeeDee Lamb.
All season.
43 yards, a touchdown, and a touchdown dance. Sunday afternoon, it's your Cowboys and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Live from AT&T Stadium on this Dallas Cowboys radio network station.
Pre-game at 10 a.m., kickoff at 11 on 92.9 The Brand. Brought to you by Decor of Carlsbad.
New Mexico families are modern. New Mexico's child support program is modern too. Recent changes mean the modern child support family will benefit with job development and job opportunities, right-sized court orders, resulting in more child support payments and less debt. The Modern Child Support Family Program. Find out how it can benefit your modern family. Call 1-800-283-4465. Paid for by the Human Services Department and aired in cooperation with the NMBA and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Alaska is the only state name that can be typed on one row of keys. Go ahead and try typing the other 49 states. We'll wait. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:58. About ready to wrap up today's show. If you missed any part, you can check it out at your leisure, ksvptv.com. Just go into the Mornings with Mike Winters channel. You'll find it there. You can also find it at our 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM Facebook wall. And just scroll down, and you'll see the interviews there. After the show today, Tanner will separate our interviews from the main portion of the show, and you can go and log in and watch those whenever you get a chance. We had, in the 7 o'clock hour, we had Donna Blake Burchell join us talking about the Historical Society's book fair the big rare book fair that's happening next Saturday, September 4th, from 9 to noon there at the Archives facility on Lee. And then last hour, we had Sheriff Mike Harrington and Undersheriff Charles Easlis join us, give us an update there. And, of course, we just replayed our interview from earlier this week with Mayor Dennis Kentai just a few minutes ago. So if you missed any part, KSVPTV.com. Don't forget, Coyote Got It Rocket Football, KSVPTV.com, 106.1 Fiero, and right here on 106.5. You'll catch the games right here. That's going to do it for us. I should be back in studio Monday. Thanks for listening. Thanks for helping out. Have an awesome weekend. We'll talk to you bright and early Monday morning.
Clyde Lewis and Ground Zero is now in Roswell.